we made under the summer sun, chasing after waves, a taste of berries on my tongue.
Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a tremendous weekend. We are recording this live a little early because Monday is a U.S. holiday, and I'm going to be enjoying that to the best of my ability. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Todd. If this is your first time here, this is a reaction stream. These are member-requested videos off of toddreacts.com. It is literally guided by the audience and the members. Well, the members are audience. You know what I mean. The members guide the stream, and it should be amazing. We have 5 wonderful videos for you today. I'm assuming, I haven't seen them, but I'm assuming they're wonderful. So looking forward to it. Hopefully you enjoyed your weekend. And certainly, if you would like to request your own video be part of the stream, you could certainly do so at toddreacts.com. Season tier gets 2 requests per month. Series tier gets 3 requests per month. So go ahead and check that out. And of course, as always, check out the winter collection of merch. It's available for just over 6 days, or tomorrow, I guess Monday, would be just over 5 days. So we're really coming down to the wire. If you would like one of these lovely items from the winter collection before they go away, bye-bye. Summer collection launches June 1st. 15% off for members, ships worldwide. So check those out. And of course, the accessories, those don't really leave. They just get added to. Rocks Glass, currently have the Rocks Glass in front of me right here. Nice energy drink in there. And lots of other amazing items here for you to look at. So go ahead and check those out on your own time. Quality is guaranteed on every order as well. Check out the YouTube channel if you have not. Oh, you know what? I should move this over to... Oh, I forgot to switch it over. What's going on, Jace? First Spaniard to win the Indy 500. Wow. Congratulations, Alex. Nice. Yes, if you have not checked it out and you're watching live via Twitch, you can certainly check out the YouTube channel. Subscribe today, of course. Over just under 14,000 of you have subscribed already, which is awesome. Super cool. I appreciate it greatly. That just tells the algorithm, hey, I like this channel. I like these streams. I want to see more of this pop up on my homepage. And hopefully YouTube listens, of course. There's over 1,100 videos in the backlog. You've got a lot to catch up on if you haven't seen a majority of them. Of course, I have playlists as well. Those are nice and lovely. If I ever react to anything over 2 times, I typically make a playlist for it to kind of make it easier on you. So you can look up whoever and then just automatically plays them in order, which is super cool. So check that out if you haven't. And right now, what you saw previous to me being on the screen was a little ad, a little self-ad for the Summer Sweepstakes. Currently live. It ends June 1st, so that is the last moment to get your entry in to win something free from the Summer Collection. And I mean free. The shipping is free. It ships worldwide. No purchase necessary. You literally just send an email and you're good to go. It's that easy. I try to make it as easy as I can on you. So what you do is you just follow these steps. You can look at the prizes. The summer collection is officially live for you to look at. It's not available to purchase yet, but it is available to look at. And a direct link is available right here. So you get to choose an item from the sweepstakes or a piece of an accessory that's going to be joining the accessories part of the website. And you just choose one item. You don't have to worry about the color or size or anything like that. You can all do that yourself. So basically, we pull the winner, and then I send you a link, and on that link, you can basically go through the store, the checkout, and it just kind of sets up like you were picking it out yourself, but you don't put in any payment information. So literally, you just pick the color, pick the size, add to cart, check out. No payment information is asked, and then you put in your address, obviously, where to ship it to. And it doesn't charge you for shipping either. That's included. And then you just check out. Boom. Order placed. It's very easy. So go ahead and enter today You can see all these brand new, lovely items. I went with kind of the same manufacturer for some of them. Mostly the clothing option if I could, because I've really enjoyed their product. It's super soft. It's like, what is it? It's I think it's I never remember it. Ring spun heirloom combed ring spun cotton. It is so unbelievably soft on the inside. It is quite lovely. As you can see, I'm currently wearing the Adidas quarter zip. Let's just kind of mimic the page there real quick so you can see it. It is the Adidas quarter zip pullover that's in the store. Couple different color options there for you: black, navy, gray, and white, of course. We got the muscle tank, the graphic soft hoodie. You could check that out. We got a lightweight bomber jacket, mesh shorts as well, because it is the summertime, right? They are extremely breathable. The Script double wall tumbler, which is currently in my hand. You can check that out. It's nice. You can have ice in there, and it doesn't, perspirate on the outside, which is super cool. Or perspire, I guess is the word I'm looking for there. It doesn't perspire on the outside. Comes with a sealed screw-on lid and a nice little straw there as well. So go ahead and check all those out. Coffee not included. We got a journal, pillow, bag, some stickers as well. That will be joining the accessories page on June 1st. So go ahead and check all of that out today. Be sure to enter, of course. Literally, I give you the step on what to do and a screenshot of what it could even look like. Sweepstakes at toddreacts.com. Just put the subject sweepstakes and say, hey, I'd like to enter the Script crop top, please. Or whatever you want to say there. Pick the item and then send it. That's literally all you have to do. Photo proof of subscription will be required. So you got to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and that is literally the only requirement you got. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, send an email, and you're good to go. You're in the drawing. It's that easy. So go ahead and join today. Looking forward to it. Good luck. All that good stuff. And of course, last but certainly not least, we do have... Where is it? Where could it be? Oh, you know what? It updated and closed, so now I have to select it again. That would be the reason. I'm not finding it. Oh my gosh. There we go. Jeez. All right, updates. Always screwing things up. All right, there we are. Of course, last but not least, the Discord. Totally free to join. Lots of wonderful people in there. Jace, 232 members and counting indeed. Appreciate the update. Over 230 wonderful people in there. And I'm in there as well. As you can see at the top, it does tell you when I'm live. So we're live at a special time right now. So if you had notifications turned on, you would be aware that I am live. Lots of great options here. Places to meet people, discuss things that you're into fandoms, etc., shows, movies, music, whatever floats your boat, whatever you're into. Lots of great fandom channels, of course. Then we have some wonderful community channels as well. So go ahead and check those out. And if you don't see something and you want something, just come over here to the request a channel and let us know what you want, and we'll make it for you. It's that easy. You can certainly make it whatever your heart beats for, basically. Whatever you find interesting, whatever you're into, we can make a channel for it. Lovely, lovely people in there. It's way more interactive than the YouTube channels, and it's a place to actually have like long form conversations. Obviously, the YouTube comments, if you've been there for any length of time, it's usually just a passing comment. Maybe you have a quick back and forth or something, but usually you can't have nice, full-fledged conversations, include some pictures, some links, some videos, etc. Like, it's just much more multimedia capable, which is cool. Friendships have been made. So go ahead and join the summer collection sweepstakes today. Good luck, all that good stuff. And yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I had a good weekend. Currently, it technically is still the weekend, but it's been good so far. Enjoyed some lovely food, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have to come up with something. I have to come up with something to do, right? I think I've had like a steak in the freezer for a ridiculous amount of time. Maybe I'll thaw that out and quick grill it. That's probably a good thing to do. I'm looking forward to that. I'll do that. You know what? I'll do it. That should be tasty. But yeah, I'll just try to come up with something to do outside, I suppose. You know, we are chronically indoors, some of us, but it's good to get out every once in a while, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, all that good stuff. Vitamin D and whatnot. But who knows? Maybe I'll go to the park. That sounds like a good idea. Enjoy the outdoors. So I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We have 5 amazing videos for you today. We're going to start off with a Dragon Age video, and then we have a Formula 1 humor video, a Jeff Satur video, a Rick Grimes tribute from The Walking Dead, of course, and Stray Kids. I just put Stray Kids shenanigans because that probably describes it to the best of my ability, quickly and accurately, I'm assuming. So we're going to start off with the Dragon Age video. It is oldie, Fight for Freedom, Dragon Age Origins, The Night Song. The Night Song. Sounds interesting. Don't know quite what to expect. I mean, I'm assuming it's the interactions between the main player and Jace, you're going to have to help me with this name. Is it Fenris? Fenry? I'm not exactly sure. But I'm sure Jace will help us out here. Let's see here. In the process of a remake. Okay. So this was posted 11... Wow. This video was posted 11 years ago. And it was updated in 2022. That is... Wow. Okay. First one. Fenris. Okay. All right. Ready to go? Let's go. Excited to see what this is about.
I stayed nowhere for long. Who would I trust? Yet danger will undoubtedly find you. There comes a time when you must stop running. When you turn and face the tiger. Daenerys will never stop hunting me.
That seems like a lot of effort to find one slave.
It is.
Does this have something to do with those markings?
They are lyrium, burned into my flesh to provide the power that Daenerys required of his pet. Power corrupts, as they say, and mages have power enough already.
Every one of them will feel justice's burn.
It is too easy for a mage to resort to blood magic if they feel the need is great enough. A mage can desire power, justice, revenge, protection.
Anders,
Any cause will do,
what have you done?
and then they are lost.
You can't say every mage is corrupt.
It never ends. I escaped a land of dark magic, only to have it hunt me at every turn. It is a plague burned into my flesh and my soul. I should have realized sooner what you really were. Tell me then, what manner of mage are you? What is it that you seek?
I'm not seeking anything.
You are strong,
How can I kill my own brother?
Because he's asking you to.
but not all mages are like you.
Draw your blade and bring it gently across your throat.
For every mage such as you, Honk,
You knew consorting with demons was dangerous, and you did it anyway.
there are a dozen more too weak to handle their power.
You didn't seem all that thrilled with me a moment ago.
You are not Daenerys. Whether you are anything like it remains to be seen.
The chains are broken.
Oh, jeez.
Truly free.
The future of a slave is never uncertain.
You are in possession of stolen property. Back away from the slave now!
Fenris is a free man.
Maybe it is time to leave this hatred behind.
Fenris doesn't belong to anyone.
Do I detect a note of jealousy? It's not surprising. The lad is rather skilled.
Shut your mouth, Daenerys.
The word is master. You.
Why do I hope there's like some comeuppance for Daenerys?
Don't kill her.
Why not? What
What is she to me other than just one more tool of the Magister's?
Your sister's as much a victim as you were.
You said you didn't ask for this. I look on you now, and I think you received the better end of the bargain.
There is nothing for me to reclaim. I am alone.
I'm here, Fenris.
I have been thinking of you. In fact, I've been able to think of little
Ask
else.
and you shall
If
receive.
I have been difficult, I'm sorry. I thought it better if you hated me. I should have asked your forgiveness long ago.
What do you mean?
Meeting you was the most important thing that ever happened to me.
Clear we chose the
You cannot
romance
tell me
option.
Another way. Do not brand me a tyrant.
I will not stand by and watch you treat all mages like criminals.
I can't believe it's come to this.
Promise me you won't die. I can't bear the thought of living without you.
I don't make that promise unless you do.
If there is a future to be had. I will walk into it gladly at your side.
Wow, what a juxtaposition between an absolute juxtaposition between the fighting, the love, obviously. It's quite the polar opposite there. Pretty amazing. Very amazing, actually. You know, it's kind of, I guess part of me kind of finds it a little weird. Not weird. That's not the right word. Finds it a little shocking, I guess, that even in the midst of all that, love can still be a thing. Like the amount of killing and war and all that stuff, but you know, biology is biology, right? We have this need, we have this pull towards other people, etc., that nothing gets in the way of. Not even absolute like war, famine, nothing. Like literally nothing. It's pretty amazing. So my top 3 companion characters. Nice. Seems like a really good companion character, honestly. Obviously the start from slavery, absolutely getting revenge, if you will. Like that's a beautiful thing. I literally asked for it. 2 seconds later, showed it. There you go. I mean, that's kind of nice. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. That was a lovely, lovely put together video. I cannot believe 2014 was 11 years ago. That's so crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh, Lord. Let me throw that in the Twitch chat for those of you watching live. Let me switch over to this. Okay. That's what I wanted. All right. Here we go. If you hear anything, I'm not meaning to play it. I just have to reload all these videos real quick. All right. There we go. Okay. Let's bring up some information on Fenris. Boom. Of course, all the information you will see today was brought to you by the lovely mods. Jace, Rocco Kitty, Luke, of course. Shout out to them. Appreciate all the hard work, dedication, etc. Finding this stuff is not easy. Especially when it's been multiple videos, multiple different times. It is difficult, so that is not lost on me. In the 3rd and 4th games, depending on player choices, Fenris can go Spartacus and be freeing slaves and killing slavers. Wow. All right. You hear it as backstory. That's cool. I like that. I like that. Is an elven warrior, fugitive slave from Tevinter. As a result, he's extremely distrustful of mages, not surprising. He's more than happy to help fellow slaves. Is a potential companion of Hawk, and a romance option for either male or female Hawk. All right, let's see here. Let's see. I think there we go. Once a slave of a magister called Denarius, as we saw, Fenris is covered in a series of lyrium-infused markings. I wondered what that was. which grant him an unnatural ability to phase through solid objects. Now that would come in handy, which is somehow connected to the Fade. Fenris often uses this ability as a weapon, phasing through individuals and solidifying, killing them instantly. That is wild. Wild. You just all of a sudden phase through someone, and then I assume when you solidify, it like explodes them. That's what I'm picturing right now. However, these markings are also extremely sensitive. Touching them often results in physical discomfort. Okay. Because of this, he has an aversion towards being touched. Oh. Gotcha. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's see here. However, the experiments performed on him also caused him to lose all of his memories. That's terrible. Oh my God. That's the ritual that gave him his markings? Good grief. That looks painful. He fled to Kirkwall as a fugitive, hunted by the soldiers of his former master. That's not surprising. He wants his, quote, property back. Being a former slave himself, Fenris is happy to help slaves flee their masters or kill the ones who hold on to their chains. But due to his unpleasant experience with the Tevinter Magisters, he's extremely distrustful of mages, not surprising, even friendly ones. He feels that they would do anything for power and will inevitably succumb to the temptations that demons and blood magic has to offer. During the quest alone in Act 3, Fenris will discover that his name used to be Leto. If Hawk does not let Daenerys take him, it will be revealed that Fenris' sister is in fact a mage. She mentions that life has been hard since her mother died, but does not say how. If Fenris spares his sister, he will also learn that he competed for the lyrium markings in order to free his mother and sister from slavery. Wow. Leto. Appreciate the pronunciation there. For some reason, I thought of Jared Leto. He rips out a man's heart when you first meet him. Quite the introduction. Now that is quite a way to make an entrance. Quite a way to make an entrance. Hawk meets Fenris during the bait and switch quest. He reveals that he used Anzo, who had hired Hawk's party for the quest job, as bait to lure in his former master's bounty hunters out into the open. He may then enlist Hawk's aid in helping him clear out Daenerys' mansion in High Town so that he can confront him. Should Hawk refuse, Fenris pays Hawk and leaves. No longer recruitable or part of the story. Really? Wow. So you could miss out on all of that just by refusing. That's interesting. I like that. That's a little bit of what do they call that? The decision tree that makes games so fun if they have that. A lot of games don't. They're very linear. Should Hawk accept, the party clears the mansion, yet to Fenris' disappointment, Daenerys is not there. He directs Hawk to the spoils of their battle and offers his services as payment for their aid. Upon completion of the quest, he can join the party as a permanent companion. Later, Hawk can talk to him in the former master's old mansion, located in Hightown. He stays in the mansion for the rest of the game. Hawk can call on Fenris to use his special ability in order to interrogate and kill Danzig and to kill Kelder Vanard. Interesting. That is very neat. How you could literally just never even have any sort of interaction with this person past that initial contact, if you choose to not. That is so cool. That is very cool. You can miss out on companions if you miss them. If you offend companions, they can leave entirely in some of the Dragon Age games. Wow. That is very interesting. The mischaracterization of Fenris. You know what? I know, obviously, this is going to sound ridiculous, but games are obviously not real. But having decision trees, having having dialogue trees, etc., giving the player options and choices, and maybe you have this person for the rest of the game. Maybe they, go on their way and you never hear from them again. Maybe they have this huge story that could unfold, or maybe you just never hear any of it. Like, having that ability in a game is what makes games so fascinating. It's so much. I know they're different from movies, but I find it much more fulfilling to play a wonderful, wonderful game over watching a wonderful movie. I know for some people, movies are the end-all be-all, great way to escape, etc. But for me, it's just, if I can get lost in a game and I feel like I'm really in it or really part of it, and the story's good, characters develop, I'm given some option to do something, I feel that's just so leaps and bounds better than sitting watching a movie. It's just, you're involved. You're in there. You're guiding the story a little bit. Obviously, I still enjoy other things like sports games and whatnot, but I guess you're kind of controlling the outcome of those as well through your play. But yeah, it's not surprising that home video games surpassed the movie industry by leaps and bounds over the past couple years. It's not surprising at all to me. I remember when it was on the verge. This was before Grand Theft Auto 5 and everything like that. Like, it was just still kind of creeping up, but it was creeping up fast. Before Fortnite, etc., like, everyone was talking about, when is it going to surpass Hollywood? When is it going to surpass? And then all of a sudden it just blew up and went way past. And it's not surprising. This is longish, but there's some interesting quotes throughout the stuff here. Nice. I've lost myself in Dragon Age so often. All the decision trees and choices affect outcomes. You can be really immersed in it. Yeah, absolutely. It's the beauty of games, if they allow you to guide the story at all. It can be very immersive. Some of it can be repetitive, of course. I think it's impossible to have a full-fledged game that doesn't repeat certain activities or whatever. Like, it is what it is. Like, Assassin's Creed certainly has some repetitive tasks. Grand Theft Auto has some repetitive tasks. Like, all the big games have those tasks that you just have to complete, whatever. But as long as the story is engaging and moving and the characters are dynamic, you can look past it. You can look past that. After being in the Dragon Age fandom for a considerable amount of time, there are common misconceptions about Fenris that I see being shared frequently. Very popular character in the fandom and no doubt treated more favorably than Anders, but he is still mischaracterized by the fandom. The main fallacy that I am addressing today is Fenris hates all mages, which is just why. The fandom frequently reduces Fenris to a few traits which do not accurately represent his character, as there is so much more to him than that. Anders, appreciate it. I'm so used to workaholics where Anders was how he pronounced it. I won't say how he told people that, but it is very funny if you've ever seen Workaholics. First and foremost, Fenris does not hate mages. Yes, he disapproves when you side with mages, but you just have to keep his background in mind. Fenris was a slave for a large portion of his life, and anyone who has played any of the Dragon Age games, especially Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, know full well about mistreatment of slaves by most mages and magisters in Tevinter. Slaves are treated horribly, forced to endure every kind of abuse, and are sometimes sacrificed for blood rituals. Wow. Denied meals, denied sleep, verbally abused, physically, all that stuff. Daenerys paraded him around as some sort of awful attraction because of his skin, lyrium in his skin. Often referred to him as Little Wolf, which is why it would be inappropriate for the fandom to refer to Fenris using that nickname since it's extremely possessive and dehumanizing. When Hawk brings Bethany along to assist Fenris in quest bait and switch, Fenris tells Hawk to be careful of Bethany. You harbor a viper in your midst. It will turn on you and strike when you least expect. This is in its nature. Again, this points to Fenris' experience during this time of Devinter. He even speaks of how magic is a plague that has been burned into his skin, literally. However, Fenris goes on to say that he is fully aware that magic itself is not bad, and that there are mages who use magic responsibly. Of course, Fenris is still weary of even the friendly ones, of course. I mean, that makes sense. I'm not blind. I know magic has its uses, and there are undoubtedly mages with good intentions, but even the best-intentioned mage can fall prey to temptation. And then, their power is a curse to inflict upon others. That is true. Bethany is Hawk's mage sister. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they have access to a powerful ability lends them to be vulnerable to using it poorly, using it with evil intent. They might not, want to do so. They might not be evil, but it is there for manipulation and use, etc. When the fandom tends to go wrong with this is whenever they portray Fenris as being unreasonable in his distrust towards mages. They believe that Fenris hates all mages simply because they're a mage, and that there's nothing more to it than that. To anyone who has paid attention to Fenris' in-game dialogue, it's apparent Fenris sees that Bethany fully understands the risks that come with being a mage. Anders, not all mages are weak. Fenris, true, Bethany, for instance, was not weak. This applies to a mage Hawk as well. Fenris is not unreasonable. He did not trust Bethany Mage Hawk at first, but after getting to know them, he realized that they were responsible individuals that he could trust. Still capable of moving on. Over the course of Act 2, you could clearly see Fenris coming to terms with the abuse. Finally able to directly confront Hadriana, I think, a magister working under Daenerys. Keep in mind, I'm not saying that excuses all of Fenris' behavior towards mages. Still distrustful. Still believes that Meredith is the only one keeping Kirkwall from going to hell. Please do not downplay the severity of what has been done to him. Keep in mind that I'm not saying that this excuses all of Fenris' behavior towards mages, though. This is the only part of the post I don't get. I mean, yeah, the above points absolutely do justify his mistrust and explain why he prefers Meredith over a bunch of mages ruling themselves. Clearly changes his mindset throughout the games. I mean, he downright refuses to tell Meryl and Anders over, even though he mistrusts mages, even though he seems to agree with the idea of Templars. Sebastian, it's our duty to tell the Templars. Fenris, then why haven't you done it? Sebastian, I guess I was hoping they'd come to it on their own. Fenris, and then you wouldn't have to betray Hawk's friends, right? Sebastian, that's not reason enough to allow a male Fakar to walk free. If Anders is in the party, you think the Templars don't know I'm here? They just haven't caught me yet. If Meryl's in the party, Meryl, are you talking about me? Sebastian, which of us should do it? Should we draw lots? Fenris, you want to turn them in? You work it out with Hawk. And honestly, while I'm 100% in the concept of mages being treated like people, I also really don't agree with them being compared to mentally ill or disabled people IRL. I myself am bipolar, which is why I say this. I do not see myself or my struggles in the mages. What I'm saying is not that the Templars are right because they're awful, but it's pretty understandable that people would look at mages and think, maybe we should regulate that a little. Wow, this is very deep. I can honestly say I've never thought of a video game this much. Wow. This must be a lot of like very deep cut I'm assuming fan fiction, surrounding fan fiction, maybe. It's interesting. I've never quite been in a I've never quite been in a situation or a community where we're discussing games in this detail or like applying it towards real life. Like it's very odd to me for some reason. Do you still support the Knight Commander? Fenris, I don't care a fig for her, but she's the only one holding back the madness in the city. Anders holding back. She's howling at the bloody moon. Anders, even her own people think she's lost it. Anders, what will it take for you to see that she's crazy? Fenris, mages in glass houses shouldn't throw fireballs. That's a good one. I like that one. Fan meta, not fiction. Fan fiction is story. Oh, right. That's why I was saying the quotes are the best bits. Yeah. Templars keep mages in check. Okay. Anders is a mage. Anders and Fenris always arguing. Fenris, see for yourself the legacy of the Magisters. Meryl, they sacrificed the unwilling. Fenris, is that so hard to believe? You're only one step away from it yourself. Meryl, that's not true. Fenris, believe what you like. In my experience, mages always find a way to justify their need for power. Wow, that's deep. That's deep right there. What's up, Saturn Ring? How's it going? Saturn's Ring. Glad you could make it. Welcome in. Wow, these back and forths are kind of interesting with Fenris. Hard to argue with, honestly. Very hard to argue with. 10 things you didn't know about Fenris. He was blonde before he became Fenris. Number 10. Before the Blue Wraith comics came out, fans were already pretty certain Fenris did not always have white hair. This was especially suspected once fans saw what his sister looked like in Act 3. Many suspected he'd be a redhead like her, but the comics proved that to be false. Fenris and Isabella may have a relationship if neither are romanced. Interesting. Companions who are not romanced ending up together is not a foreign concept in BioWare games. Mass Effect 3, Tali and Garrus end up together if neither are romanced by Shepard. In Inquisition, Dorian and the Iron Bowl have a chance of ending up together as well. It's also true in Dragon Age 2 between Fenris and Isabella. Interesting. Seems to be more of a casual wink wink than a romantic one. He occasionally swears.
Just do
You don't know the words coming out of Fenris's mouth. That might be because he's speaking Tavine. Since he came from Tevinter, he obviously knows the language. That's funny. In Act 3, Fenris hosts a weekly game of Diamondback at his mansion. This is the kind of information some players get through banters between companions. Since so much banter is written, not every player gets the same facts in each playthrough. That is impressive. That is so impressive. The fact that you can go through a playthrough and not hear something twice. Like, that is unbelievable. Basically, in-game poker. Nice. Very nice. I haven't played poker in a minute. I would love to play some more poker. If you're a mage, you will automatically receive rivalry points from him at first. Upon completion of the quest that introduces Hawk and Fenris, bait and switch, Fenris will confront a mage Hawk with the question of what their motive is. At that point, it is damage control as to how many rivalry points Hawk is going to get. Saying seeking power will get the most at 25. Asking if being a mage is a problem will earn 20. Saying survival gets you the least at 10. Number 5, concept artists have a hard time deciding what he would look like. The piece above is concept art for Fenris. It's a piece done by Matt Rhodes. Fenris was one of the most difficult characters to design. He was like a game of musical chairs. His design kept changing until the music stopped, and the version we had was the version we had to live with. That is interesting. I actually really like I actually really like that concept art. That would have been cool. If returned to Daenerys, that might have been too much detail for the game designers, honestly. I would assume so, based on the restrictions of the type of game engines they had at the time. This might have been too much, way too much detail. It would have looked kind of gross, honestly. DA2 was made so fast after the first. Oh my gosh, yeah. If returned to Daenerys, his memories will be erased. Who would return to Daenerys? If the player decides to be an absolute monster, I mean, that is wild. That should be... The fact that that's an option to just return him back to the slave master is crazy. Turn Fenris in back to his slave master. I'm assuming you get paid handsomely, right? With something. We'll send Hawk a letter of thank you with some details as to Fenris's fate. The letter reveals that Daenerys has erased Fenris's memories so that he is better behaved and will not think of escaping again. The decision to give Fenris back to Daenerys, one of the most evil aligned decisions in the entire series. Some fans who want to do an evil playthrough have admitted that this choice is the hardest to watch. Yeah, that's brutal. I get that, though. In playing Red Dead Redemption 2, I did the good arc first, of course. Arthur was a hero, all that good stuff. Or at least as good as he could be for being, a troublemaker. And then I did another playthrough with him taking that kind of evil approach of, striking up the bounty as high as I could get it. Boom, 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 robbing places, etc. It didn't really do much for the in-game. I mean, you were hunted a little bit more by bounty hunters, but most of it was the end story was a little different. He has trouble making eye contact. Body language throughout the game is often taken for granted by the player and not examined. If examined, it's a little sobering. Due to his past as a slave, he actually has trouble keeping eye contact with other people, especially true with Hawk. Interesting. I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. Subtle differences in rival or friendship romance. Speaking of eye contact, very subtle differences in the rival and friendship romances. One is during the first kiss scene. Fenris is leaving in anger, and Hawk grabs him. Ooh, hello. This makes Fenris turn around and pin Hawk to the wall. Whoa! If rivaled, Fenris is looking down. If friended, he looks at Hawk's face. Number 1, he actually refuses to turn in Meryl and Anders to the Templars. Unbelievable, right? Well, it actually happens in Dragon Age 2 if you get a certain banter with DLC character Sebastian. Sebastian and Fenris are characters that get along in Hawk's merry band of misfits. However, they do disagree on one thing, turning Meryl and Anders over to the Templars. In a banter, whenever I say Templars, I just immediately think of Assassin's Creed. In a banter, Sebastian suggests it, and Fenris disagrees. If Hawk doesn't agree, then he doesn't agree either. What? That was kind of a weird ending. Fenris Meryl banter. Speaking of,
Looking at me like that.
You're in love.
I am not.
Every time she looks away, you stare at Hawk with those sad puppy eyes.
There are no puppy eyes.
It's all right, Even you can be happy once in a while. It won't kill you. But your face might crack if you smile, so be careful.
all right, obviously we have to restart that.
Wait. I may not get the chance to say this again. Meeting you was the most important thing that ever happened to me, Hawk. Promise me you won't die. I can't bear the thought of living without you.
I don't make that promise unless you do.
Nothing is going to keep me from you.
Whoa. Sheesh. Wow, huh? Dang, nothing will keep me from you. When I found out that if you hand Fenris back to Daenerys, you get approval points for Anders, made me dislike Anders so much. Yeah, absolutely. That would do it. Fenris is the only romance to have a kiss before the final battle. Interesting. Wow. That was very interesting. I like the fact that, they give you that choice. They give you the choice of, whether you have a wonderful experience with this person as a companion through the rest of the game. And you have that kind of point of contact, which changes like other dialogue points as well. It's very cool. That's very well thought out. Obviously, it requires just an insane amount of dialogue and time. I keep going back to it because it's, equally as pretty crazy. Red Dead Redemption 2 had, I think it was 60,000 lines of dialogue or something like that. Just astronomical. And to be able to, number one, hire all those people. Hopefully you get multiple voices out of the same people, so you don't have to hire like a ton of people. But it's very interesting. I like the fact that you can pretty much guide your own story. It is a very user-driven game, which is very cool. Very, very cool. Obviously, if you're into literature or anything like that, you're probably drawn to those games because it is quite a story, and you can kind of make of it what you will. Very, very neat. That is so freaking lovely. I like it. I like it a lot. Seems like a very good character, obviously coming from the whole like slave thing to getting some freedom, getting revenge. Very interesting storyline, of course. That just kind of adds like a very serious tone throughout, but I'm assuming you get to see quite a bit of growth in there as well. Voice artist for Fenris recently said voice actors are still on strike to be paid fairly. Really? Gideon Emery Fenris is prolific for video games. Recognizable voice, so I always recognize him. Nice. They do look adorable, indeed. All right. That was lovely. Very lovely. Let's go ahead and jump to the next one. It is funny F1 press conferences, but they get increasingly random. Let's go ahead and jump into this. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. Be sure to subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And I hope you're having a wonderful day.
Particular advice for?
No advice. I think, try to don't be too aggressive in the first corner and let me go through.
Oh my gosh.
Up wheel to wheel after the start tomorrow.
Now, can we just already stop about this? Because we had so many questions about this.
First of all, I didn't see him, but second, outside around the corner, you usually lose ground, so I didn't really expect him to be there anymore.
You gotta either be blind or stupid. They're not to me, but, it's racing.
I have a Ferrari. I have a Porsche Panamera. One LaFerrari and one F40. Nico. 280 SL, Mercedes.
I have a Golf. In altercation, did he do anything to antagonise you? And will you try and speak to him once sort of emotions have settled down later on?
I don't really have a lot to comment on that, except that he was being a pussy.
Okay.
Whoa!
Okay, next one, please.
Okay.
Rodrigo França,
It was not my problem, it was his problem. I don't know why.
The fact that it was so low energy too.
I can show you some pictures of
I don't have a lot to say about that, other than the fact that he's
I can clearly show you that my front wing is next to your front wing. So.
He's got photo evidence. That's so funny.
In Barcelona, I spun and he hit me because he cut the curb. He cut completely the circuit and he didn't slow down. So basically, anyway, I think it's better.
No. Watch the race in Barcelona. I didn't hit you. You hit me.
I have a quick question here. I mean, I appreciate all of you being here, but I don't see any British press. They have to run to the airport, or they don't know where the press conference is. You know?
That's a fair question. That's a fair question.
Question for Esteban. Don't know if this is a turning point for Alpine after your start of the season, and if you have feel some kind of envy for Fernando, seeing that he has been in the podium almost every race this season, and last year was your teammate.
Literally, the Indy 500 just happened.
500 starts. Just mention it.
Oh yeah, that's true actually.
Clock is ticking.
6:30. No, but our race. What time we finish?
5?
Yeah. 2 hours ago.
I forgot the question.
They're like, hey, can we wrap this up?
Choose your teammate for next year. Would you choose Jensen?
Question to Max also. Very often we say here it's a music festival. What's your opinion about having songs to your name? And do you prefer Max Max Super Max or Boom 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 Max Verstappen?
Can you do that again?
Reality is, though, isn't it, that you couldn't beat him on the track, so you had to get the team to do it for you.
That's your opinion.
I'm asking you, is that not your opinion?
No.
It was less of a question, more of a statement.
Didn't he, Fernando?
No. Can I go? Or
go, Sebastian.
Have a shower?
I like how he leaned in and said,
Sebastian, give us your thoughts.
No.
Well, hopefully next question is for Sebastian. No, stay.
Lots of Mercedes Toto Wolff went to a birthday party to celebrate the 30th of Sebastian Vettel. But would you be surprised and see it as maybe an act of loyalty or otherwise for your boss?
I'm assuming this is like hour 2 or 3 of this.
You've just had an accident with before the hearing.
Finally, that's a complicated question. Would you?
Free alcohol. Doesn't matter how much money you make, you don't turn that down.
Fair.
Unless it's out of your shoe.
Yeah, actually, good point.
Who wants to start with that one? Kimmy?
No. Free food, free alcohol, that's always a...
I think that
I'll
is a
think
really
about
nice
it. I'll
guy,
think about
so
going.
I would also go to his birthday.
Why weren't you invited?
I don't know. Maybe he doesn't think that I'm nice.
How many laps do you need in a new track to find the limit?
2. I do it in 1.5.
1. I mean, it's always difficult to judge in that situation. I can't get a tape measure out and measure it perfectly, so I'm not going to make his life easy. But there was enough space, I think. What? I'm just going to stop talking. I think it was just racing. I gave him enough space. I don't think at any point there wasn't enough space for him to stay on the track. What?
Do you think he gave you enough space?
I think I know his birthday present already. So it's either like a big mirror or some glasses and it will be fine.
Since Esteban mentioned his nickname Oconzinho, I would like to ask to Max and Pierre if they already got Brazilian nicknames too.
Maxinho.
Pedrinho.
It's kind of crazy how close they get to one another.
What goes around comes around. So,
we're talking like
it's
crazy
close. At the end of the day, that's why we're here. We want to have fun. So, if that's what he enjoys, obviously on Saturdays, he's doing pretty well. Maybe.
It really was a joke, dude.
I know, but maybe maybe we can have. He's free to have a party tonight, and then hopefully Kimmy and myself have the party tomorrow.
Well, Kimmy parties all the time, so. I guess.
But I mean, it's always if right. If my mom had balls, she would be my dad. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
whoa.
It's how it goes to racing. Sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't.
Fernando Alonso for Motorlab. And the question.
Your name is Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
What a
little
saying.
longer, but I shorter than ever.
I never thought Fernando would be asking me questions. So.
a pleasure for myself. The thing is,
Can you drive? Can you drive?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not that fast, but I think I can drive.
Fred is one of the most demanding days.
I've heard if my
Start
grandmother
quite
had
early with
wheels, she'd be a
engineering meetings, and you have
bicycle,
all
is an
the
Italian
testing
saying,
all
but
day
not
long,
that
so there's a
version.
lot of preparing technically.
That kinda took me by
for the
surprise. I was
weekend,
like,
for Saturday,
whoa.
Sunday. That's the most important period of the weekend, and.
Rebecca Clancy from The Times. Question to all
At
three
that point,
drivers.
you're just eating the
It's
mic.
112 days until we're in Australia. What are your plans now between what are you going to be doing over the winter break?
What are your plans? You seem to be counting the days. Can't wait.
Well, Seb, why don't you start? What are your plans?
The baby? I don't know. You know, quickly done. If you need advice, I know how to do it.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, I don't know how long you two want to be in free practice, but if you want to,
I like free practice.
if you want to be,
It's without
want to go to
consequences.
qualify, take things
The
to the next
straw
level,
to the
then
Red Bull
you
is
got my
such an
number.
interesting concept.
What's your favorite movie of all time and why?
Actually, Harry Potter was probably my favorite growing up, and it remains one of my favorite movies. Oh yeah, big fan, huge fan. What? Yeah, I knew like the lines when I was like 10 years old. I knew the lines of the movie. Yeah, of course. Everybody was telling me I was looking alike Harry Potter as well, so that was playing.
I was about to say, with glasses, you would look like Harry Potter.
I have a video, one of the very first videos I have on my phone is of Charles, 2012, in, yeah, with the
Haircut
long
like that?
hair.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if you remember, it was in Ortona, is it the Italian WSK?
Yeah, but I'm a bit worried
and
about what you're going to say next.
you put the broomstick between your legs and you was doing the sort of the wizard.
Oh my gosh.
Keep that video for yourself.
I would like to see that one.
I'll get it.
Yeah, post the video.
Charles, before I start my question, I had to remind you of 5 races. I read it quickly. No doubt you have had more good races than bad ones. But if we stick to the less good races with bad luck and mishaps such as Baku, where the Ferrari hit the barriers, in Bahrain, where you lost the lead due to an engine problem, in Austria, where you catch by Max, in Monaco, your first home race was very disappointing with last place, and probably the...
Fernando, I just saw a picture on social media
my
from Lando's car park sign. There was something written on it.
Just imagine somebody reading out all your failures in life.
It was 2-1.
Hey, before I ask a question, let's remember everything that went bad.
No, not me.
Certainly not.
There is another Spanish
That must be Carlos,
driver,
huh?
so yeah, not me for sure.
That's a shame.
Low point in Hoffenheim, it was a mistake of the driver, and last in Brazil, the finish after hard battle with your teammate. Now my question to the pop star of Formula One. What was your best race?
Do you think you were blocked?
No, I think Checo blocked Lance.
No, the stewards looked at that pretty carefully.
Yeah.
And I
Are you his father? No, but I mean, I just want, to be honest.
L'équipe, question to Lewis and Fernando. First for Lewis, do you have? You said you.
Fernando.
No. Lewis and Max. Sorry. Lewis, you said you couldn't match the time of Max.
Anything to add? Check out.
Oh, it's nice to see 3 Red Bull cars on the podium.
Very droll. Okay, next one.
Yes, question, Carlos Miquel, Diario Marca, question for Fernando and for the Red Bull drivers. For Alonso is about...
We are all Red Bull drivers.
Okay.
The disrespect.
He's just lying on the press conference sofa. There's Max Verstappen just arriving. No sign of Lando Norris yet, though. That might be because he's still talking to Mike.
Among your worst races, can you give us, please, a ranking regarding your 5 not-so-good races, starting with the worst. I'm a polite person.
Oh my
or man.
gosh.
Please excuse this question, but I still hope for an answer. Thank you.
Longest question ever. And also insanely detailed.
Congratulations.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Give us a top 10 of your least favorite races of all time. You're just like, what? Can I just get a question about the upcoming race, please? Can we narrow this question to how about top 2? Or how about top 1 even? Oh my gosh. So sometimes it's the drivers being a little, unserious. Sometimes it's the reporters just being ridiculous in their questioning. Throw a like on that. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. And of course, as always, check out their channel. They might have other interesting videos for you to check out. Maybe you want to request, and I will throw that link in the chat for those of you watching live. Let's go ahead and bring up some information. Let's start with, I don't know. Let's start with some F1 memes. Why not? Certainly didn't make much difference. Monaco 1 stop, Monaco 2 stop. Good Lord. Kickflip over the stairs still. Not my stream feet freezing on this frame. Oh my gosh. I feel like there should be some light jazz playing right now. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. Lewis Hamilton would like to know your exact location. Okay, I guess. Cancel. Someone tell me it's edited. Are we going plan B? C? Plan C? No, B. Okay, plan B then. C. What the hell are you even talking about, man? Oh my gosh. Oh no. I feel like you should do numbers and not letters at that point. That's crazy. That is crazy. I can smell you, McLaren F1 team, Lando Norris. I don't even know what the context is to that, but I'm assuming it's pretty crazy. I'm assuming you've seen those things all over the place. It's meant to be like reflex. Check your reflexes or whatever. I love going for it even after you've given up and your hands are on your hips. All the time you have to leave a space. Oh my gosh. I fixed Monaco. Children playing on the track. Vegetable oil. Small jump. It's fine. Optional shortcut, but it's wet. I'm assuming something happened at Monaco. Monaco's kind of boring, as you said. I think you did. I don't know. So these upgrades are perfect to make it interesting again. Great idea. No racetrack is complete without children playing in a hairpin. Good God. I made Monaco look mini. What? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's wild. Shout out to the Instagram Little Places and the TikTok Little Places. That's very neat. That's so weird. I love that. Monaco is practically cheating, part 2. Oh my gosh. Nice. Gorgeous Aston Martin. Lamborghini. Mercedes. Wow. Dang. I see a Ducati sign back here. Wow. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Look at this Bugatti. Wow. It's so weird looking at cars that could literally buy and sell your own life. Multiple times over. Oh my gosh. A couple Bugattis. Jeez. Never in a million years. Never in a million years. Sweary outbursts, emotional celebrations, and cheeky jokes. 12 of the most memorable team radio messages. Oh boy. Strap in for this one. Leclerc takes the blame. 2019 campaign was also responsible for another unforgettable moment on the team radio over at Ferrari. Dramatically crashed into the wall at the tight and twisting Baku City circuit in Q2. His response was to point the finger at himself, ruefully stating, "I am stupid." Oh, that's right.
And there's another big crash.
Yeah.
It is Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari as his teammate Sebastian Vettel goes past. Charles Leclerc won.
I am stupid.
You know, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. To immediately just go, I'm an idiot. Bottas 2.0 era begins. Finn overtook Hamilton for the lead of lap 1 and went on to seal an impressive win, leading to a famous moment where, after crossing the line, Bottas took aim at his critics as he commented, "To whom it may concern, F you." Oh my God. We all have those days at work. Indeed. Indeed. Whether it's school, whether it's, not doing as well on his exam as you would want, or just, just one of those work days, right? Team effort acknowledged by Schumacher. In 1996, 2 titles under his belt with a successful run at Benetton, Michael Schumacher had to be patient in his search for a 3rd world championship as a driver for the Scuderia. Japanese Grand Prix in 2000, Schumacher emotionally hailed their teamwork, giving a shout-out to the then technical director. The German radioed in, "You are great, Ross. All you guys. We did it. We did it." Never a dull moment with Ricciardo. Oh, God. To pick out one iconic radio soundbite from Daniel Ricciardo would be near impossible. There was no shortage of comedic quotes along the way, from "Pizza, pizza, pizza" after a season-best results at Monza in 2019, through to "Holy mac and cheese balls," following a second podium of the campaign for Renault in 2020. But Ricciardo also used the radio to voice his determination, which included a memorable message in the aftermath of his last victory with McLaren in 2021 Italian Grand Prix. "And for anyone who thought I left, I never left, just moved aside for a while." That's got to feel good. That's got to feel really good. Little redemption, right? Everybody thinks you're gone, you're washed up, and then you win again. It's got to feel amazing. That goes back to this quote. "To whom it may concern, F you." That's hard to beat. That's hard to beat. Senna's emotional home victory. Prior to the 91 season, already achieved 2 world championships. Brazilian was to take victory at his home event. Okay, so he wanted to win in Sao Paulo. Oh, no, he's from Sao Paulo. Gotcha. So he wanted to win in Brazil. Pharisee screamed as he crossed the finish line, seemingly a mixture of joy, relief, and the pain. Wolf cheers on Russell. You can win this, George, Wolf shouted to his driver, prompting a focused Russell to respond, just let me effing drive. Team principal later apologized after Russell crossed the line, adding, my bad, speaking through your braking, it got me. Fortunately, the Briton saw the funny side, replying to his boss, you got very excited there, Toto, very excited.
George, you can win this. You can win this, George.
Just let me drive. George Russell is catching the...
Just let me effing drive. Fernando is faster than you. Oh, gosh. Amicable relationship between the pair shone through on their communications when Massa complained of visor issues at Malaysia in 2009. Smedley famously responded, Felipe, baby, stay cool. But there were also trickier calls to make, with Smedley having to deliver a team's order request for Massa to allow Fernando Alonso through the 2010 German Grand Prix with the statement, Fernando is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood that message? Oh, boy.
Than the engineer had before, on the way you were talking.
Yeah, I think you were very, very easy to get on with. You still are very easy to get on with. A bit painful at times, but very...
I love the straws into the Red Bull. You just got to get that caffeine like right into the bloodstream, Alonso makes his feelings clear. Perhaps his most famous quote came during his challenging return to McLaren in 2015, as the Honda-powered team saw their pace struggles continue at Suzuka. Frustrated, Alonso made his feelings about the power unit clear as he simply commented, GP2 engine! GP2! Ah! That explains that one meme we saw earlier. Vettel the Joker. Like Alonso, Sebastian Vettel shared his highs and lows through his radio communications, voicing his unhappiness, remembering what are we doing, racing or ping pong, or emotionally celebrating his achievement through song. The German went through it all. 2018 Brazilian Grand Prix, he stated, there's something loose between my legs apart from the obvious. To have a problem with your vehicle and to still crack a joke at that exact moment is very funny. Not bad for a number 2 driver. That's funny. After going on to win the race on Sunday, the Australian still seemed aggrieved by the situation as he radioed in, not bad for a number 2 driver. This was not the last time that such tensions arose, either with the infamous Multi-21 situation witnessing further fallout in Malaysia in 2013. That's funny. That was between Weber and Vettel. Norris gives a birthday serenade. 2019, Norris simply answered, effing wet, can't see a thing, when talking about the conditions. It's obviously raining. Will Joseph explained that his mother was celebrating her birthday and would make the podium-bound Norris a cake as a dual celebration, prompting Norris to sing happy birthday to Will's mom. Oh, yeah, we've seen this one before. Just leave me alone, I know what to do. That's from Kimmy. Amazing. F1 driver's verdict after watching new F1 movie. Yeah, it's coming out with Brad Pitt, I believe. You've probably heard the Rose song Messy. That's been hitting the airwaves. Airwaves? I don't know, streaming services? I guess I haven't listened to it on the radio, but I've listened to it via the streaming services. Formula One Grid was invited to a private screening of the new F1 film on the Wednesday of Monaco Grand Prix before its public release at the end of June. So it hasn't come out yet. Film won't be watched by a more knowledgeable audience of the subject matter than the 18 current drivers who attended. Many of the drivers make cameos within the film itself. Well, there you go. That's good. So what did they make of it? Here's what the drivers said. universal praise with a universal caveat. Scarcely a deviation in how drivers opined publicly about the movie, which has been produced by famed American producer Jerry Bruckheimer for Apple, with star Brad Pitt, 7-time F1 champion Lewis Hamilton, among other producers, directed by Joseph Kosinski of Tron Legacy and Top Gun Maverick fame. Albeit naturally disincentivized from criticizing an F1 product, of course, the drivers all spoke of their enjoyment of the movie, but the word Hollywood, seemingly in reference to dramatic exaggerations or deviations from realism, was used over and over and over, which is not surprising. Are we surprised that there's always like this Hollywood sheen to everything to make it more interesting, more entertaining, more dramatic, more heartfelt, etc.? Look, it's a movie. It's Hollywood as well, said Nico, who also quipped that 61-year-old Brad Pitt playing an F1 driver Sonny Hayes in the movie was now his reference point for how long an F1 driver can extend their career. It's more you need to take a step back and see the broader picture. It's not about the fine details, but that everything is accurate. I think it really depicts in a great way what we go through in a bit of a Hollywood way, as you would expect, said Haas driver Ollie Behrman. Truly enjoyed it, insisted Williams driver Carlos Sainz. I think as F1 experts, we're going to see a bit like sometimes we see with Netflix, the Drive to Survive docuseries, that a bit of, you can tell there's a bit of Hollywood-esque. And we all know what that means. I truly believe that for a new fan, it will attract a lot of new audience. It will do very well for the people who don't know anything about F1. For the hardcore fans and journalists and us, we'll see things that you think are a bit too American or Hollywood. But honestly, I enjoyed the whole film. It was long, but really well made, said Kimmy. It was long. Wonder how long. That's the question I have. How long was it? Do we have that information? Let's take a look. 2 hours. It's not bad. 2 hours long. It's kind of long, but maybe it would have been better to have, have it be an hour 30, hour 45 maybe. Hamilton's influence felt. Behrman's Haas teammate Esteban went into more details than most. So much so that he really straddled the line between reaction and actual minor plot spoilers, which he apologized for once he realized the attendant media members hadn't seen the film yet. But emphasized that he really felt Hamilton's influence on the script as a producer and consultant. I really see where Lewis put his touch to manage to try and make everything as realistic as possible. You can really feel that Lewis had pushed to keep it super realistic, but there were some parts that needed to make it a little bit more Hollywood, which is obviously for all the public and needs to be eye-catching or catching the eye of everyone. I think proper racing fans will enjoy it. They're going to comment about some of the things that don't make 100% sense, but honestly, for such a big movie with such an audience, it's the closest to reality racing movie I've ever seen. It's not like there are 20 gears. It's like there's 20% off throttle the whole race and goes to the last 20% that we always see. All of these things make sense, and even the strategy mode with the battery and they're locking up in Silverstone on the last... Okay, now he's plot spoiling. Racing Bulls driver Liam Lawson. You can always find holes and poke holes and things, but I think it's a movie at the end of the day, and I think it's the same if you're watching Top Gun as a fighter pilot. But at the end of the day, I think the movie's incredible, and I think that's what most people are going to see. I think it's going to be huge when it comes out. I think it honestly has the potential to be one of the biggest movies of the year. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Brad Pitt's involved. Apple produced it, so certainly the budget was there. They got, people that are in the know to give some opinion on it and guide it. So I'm assuming it's got to be pretty good. One of the drivers did say it was too long. Maybe it is. Not exactly sure, obviously. Austin even said definitely has the potential to be a major part of the pantheon of go-to racing movies. Okay. older movies like Grand Prix, Days of Thunder, of course, rather than recent critically acclaimed fare like Rush and Ford versus Ferrari. Ford versus Ferrari is fantastic. Fantastic. George Russell praised the way they integrated drivers and team principals into a Hollywood movie. It was like there were real characters in this Hollywood scene. So as an F1 fan, you kind of find it a bit of comedy in that, just seeing us popping up here and there with Brad Pitt. And then, of course, the remainder of the movie is very much Hollywood, so I think it really struck a good balance. As for Hamilton himself, the premiere naturally wasn't his first look at the movie, of course. Admittingly, he's seen it like 20 times already. Who's nervous? Everybody looking at it the first time. Filming of the racing scenes, in particular, is a major draw of the movie. Much like the fighter jet scenes, selling point of Top Gun Maverick, of course. People said it was super immersive. The scenes with them driving the cars, I think that was fantastic. There's something we'd never seen before. There were some great racing scenes like Daytona, for example. It's insane. That, for me, is the best part of all of it, said Carlos. Nice. So they nailed that. That's good. You definitely want the drivers to appreciate the actual driving that goes on, right? Behrman had praise in particular to Pitt's approach to driving side of the role. Honestly, he did an impressive job. He was pushing the car, that's for sure. I also know that he was training in the background, and I know the guy whose team he was training with, and he said Pitt, Brad Pitt, was actually taking some risks and doing a good job. So no, I think he did his homework, so that's cool. Stroll and Verstappen missed the premiere. Both said they would check out the film once it was publicly released. Yeah, he just said he'd watch it when it's available. And then he would just use the time that everyone used to do that as private time. I get that. So it's going to be theater only before it goes to Apple. Looking forward to it. I'm sure that's going to be good. You know, Brad Pitt is usually in pretty decent movies. Chaos, loopholes, and fears how Monaco GP is shaping up. What began life as a fairly simple rule change to spice up Formula's Monaco Grand Prix with an extra pit stop has morphed into open talk of chaos being unleashed on the streets of Monte Carlo. Whereas 2 stops triggered by tire wear are fairly easy for teams to navigate, it's Monaco's unique near-zero deg nature. What the heck does that mean? Lack of overtaking opportunities, plus safety car and red flag risks that have opened the door for an event that senior figures say is impossible to be sure how it will play out. In fact, Pirelli's own tire strategy prediction for the event summarized things in simple terms. Anything can happen. Okay. 3 different sets of tires to use in Monaco Grand Prix with all compounds in play. Anything can happen. White hard, yellow medium, red soft. Interesting. Perhaps the biggest headache teams at the front are going to face is not them being outsmarted by those cars they are directly fighting. It's of cars well down the pecking order, rolling the dice and pulling off a strategy that they simply cannot recover. Those at the front cannot afford to pit earlier than normal because of the downsides of getting stuck in traffic, while those at the back have nothing to lose. Oh, that makes sense. Because apparently there's not a lot of places to overtake, I guess. I do love it, though. Oh, my gosh. Monaco is so gorgeous. Gorgeous. And it's such a unique event. I mean, you're literally racing through a city, Monte Carlo. It is lovely. Even as someone who's not even actively a race fan, it is just stunning. What's up, Cassie? Welcome in. He's got a new baby. Can't blame him for wanting private time. Yeah, that makes sense, right? That definitely makes sense. Yeah, this is the Monaco stops meme. Indeed. Yeah, the let's see. Yeah, this one. Children playing on the track. Optional shortcut, but it's wet. Small jump, it's fine. You have to jump over a yacht. There's the yachts. Oh my gosh. For the race in Monaco, each driver must use at least 3 sets of tires for any specification described in Article 30, blah, 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 during the race. Subsequent wording about the starting procedure in Article blah, blah, blah references that the race does not begin until the lights go out. So any tire changes done before that point do not count. It states that any time after the 1-second light appears, the race will be started by extinguishing all red lights. Interesting. Teams have also been told that refitting tires, so putting back on a hard tire that was used at the start of the race for the final stint, will not count as complying with the requirement. Huh. So I'm assuming the hard tire gets soft as you use it, so then you would put it on at the end of the race, and they're not allowing that. The red flag complication. One of the ways in which the leaders could get a reprieve from any stress about tire strategy is red flags intervening. Such a stoppage allows for a free tire change. So if there are 2 red flags over the course of the race, then nobody will have to worry about strategy calls, and the event will turn into kind of non-stopper that it was last year. Red flag at the wrong time could be incredibly bad news for the leaders and open up a golden opportunity for those further in the pack. Safety car worries. Most likely trigger for people to make pit stops will be if a safety car comes out, as the time loss is much less than at a full racing speeds, and it will negate any advantage for those in the back who had pitted in clear air had tried to gain. But one fear that Pirelli Motorsport director has expressed is what happens if there is a long safety car that opens the door for multiple stops. I'm worried, to be honest, about one situation, which is a long safety car, because if there's a long safety car, like Imola, where we had 8 laps, good grief, that's a long safety car. Good Lord. It means that everyone will come in once or twice in the 2 laps, because it makes sense. It means you don't have any more obligation for the rest of the race, but the problem is that 20 cars in the pit lane, I'm not sure they have enough space to fit them all. Oh, that is difficult. Delta between compounds. Interesting. This is really technical about tires. Talking of yachts, in research, there was an article about which drivers own their own yachts. Interesting. I was driving. What was I driving to? It was a couple days ago, I think, or maybe last week, honestly, where I was driving, and then all of a sudden I just looked to the left, and going the opposite direction was this massive, obviously on a truck bed, there was a massive yacht going down the road. It took up like 2 different lanes. It was so wide. It must have been, I'm going to guess, probably like 70 feet long. Like, it was a big yacht. Huge. And I looked and I'm like, good grief. How expensive is that thing? Like, at least a couple million, I'm assuming. It was unreal. I've never seen one like that out of the water, or even much of the way in the water, actually. So it was definitely one of the biggest boats I think I've ever seen in my life that wasn't a ship. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy to see. Tire strategies. You think about, if you're a casual racing fan, you don't really think about tires that much. But boy, is it quite a science to trying to predict how how to change it, what type of tire. I had no idea there were different types of tires you could use. I think the mandatory pit stops could definitely be interesting. Obviously, the tires, of course. Imagine you're in the lead. There's a couple laps left, and you didn't plan for it, or something happens, and then you have to pit. Like, you're basically just calling the race right there. Like, you're done. You're done. And then you're just trying to work your way back into, like, a decent position, maybe hit the podium. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is Free Fall, Jeff Satur and Kin Porsche. A bit of a Kin Porsche reunion, dare I say. This is from the Red Giant. Let's go ahead and bring this up. Here we go. Free Fall was the theme of... Oh, okay. This must have been crazy. You can hear them going crazy. Two Sundays ago, no one knew it was coming. That's awesome. That's really cool. Ken just said his line. Traitors must die. Nice. What a treat for people. That's so cool. And the fact that a lot of them showed up is so great. You love to see it. You sang 2 songs? Wow. The screams were an issue? I can't blame them. I can't blame them. Only one is missing. He was in Japan for a premiere. Oh, okay. Oh, it burned those bridges. It happens. It definitely happens. That's so cool. It's always neat whenever, you know, there's special guests or appearances at concerts. You feel like you've been led into something that obviously was meant to be a surprise. Everyone's going crazy. Nobody was expecting it. That's so cool. That's really neat. Good on Jeff for doing that. That's wonderful. And it sounded pretty good. You know, we got a pretty decent sound quality there. Obviously a lot of screams. When I played Pete in reactions before, you heard that Bible's first partner, the Pete of Vegas Pete, has controversies and got caught in text chats talking smack about others. Ooh. So Bill doesn't get to play with him anymore? Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Obviously, you know, if you're in the industry, it's proper to not talk about the industry, basically. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it in interviews when actors or singers have been asked about other acts or other actors. They usually just go, oh, they're great. They're great. Or maybe they could just go, you know, oh, I don't comment on other people's business. They try to stay out of it or keep it positive, even though internally they might have a whole other monologue, of course. But it's wise to stay out of it and not poke too many fingers, because I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, hey, you never know. You might have to work with that person later, and you might not get a job because you did something or said something or whatever. So you got to be very careful about what you say about people. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go throw it some much deserved love. And also check out the channel. They might have other videos that you might be interested in, of course. I will throw that link in the chat for those watching live. There it is. Let's go ahead and bring up some information on this little reunion. Jeff Satur packs Red Giant concert with star power and a surprise reunion. Cast of Kin Porsche, the series, which Jeff starred in, reunited on stage for the first time since the series ended. That's huge. Huge! While Jeff was the main star of his sold-out Red Giant showcase, the actor-singer also packed in the star power, inviting several of the industry's big names to join him on stage. Jeff's two-night concert at Impact Arena also saw a surprise, at times emotional, reunion, of the cast of action thriller boys love show Kin Porsche, the series, which Jeff also starred in. Among guests that graced the stage, I'm not even going to attempt it because I'm going to screw up so many of them. Got some pictures here from Jeff's IG. Very, very cool. Dang. The production value is very good. It was chats with his ex-girlfriend he was battling with in court. Oh, geez. But he admitted they were real, jealous of the more popular ones. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Wow. Wow. Look at this production quality. The stages. Single spotlight, that goes hard. Red Giant now lives in my memory. Almost 700,000 likes. It was the Kin Porsche reunion that probably surprised the most people. Yeah, I bet. It had been more than 2 years since the cast had gotten together following the international tour in 23. Wasted no time in bringing down the house with the series OST. That's so cool. Indeed, for over 3 hours, Jeff played not just his discography, but also treated fans to cover songs with a little help with some friends. Also did some Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Die With a Smile. Joined forces with Deo and William, both equally talented. Red Giant Concert not only delivered a solid performance for the fans, it also brought many of Jeff's friends in the industry. William thanked Jeff, said, "Let's work together again." Kin Porsche cast members also thanked him, of course. Really cool. Thank you to the entire team and all the guests. Thank you to Saturdays around the world. That's a great name, by the way. Jeff's fans are called the Saturdays, so they lit up the arena for him. That's so cool. Really cool. Wow. Preparing to take his tour to Latin America, including Mexico and Brazil. Definitely something to look forward to there. On day 2 of the Red Giant concert, he surprised the crowd with an almost complete cast reunion of Kin Porsche. Emotional for all of them, especially since they had closed the Kin Porsche tour on a very same stage where Jeff had also announced he would be leaving Beyond Cloud in order to fully focus on his music career. So it was the very last time they were together as the cast of Kin Porsche. They sang Free Fall by Slot Machine, the theme song of Kin Porsche, did the character introductions in the same manner they did it on the KP tour, and they sung the song Why Don't You Stay, Jeff's song that he wrote for and performed in the show. The only member of the cast that was missing was Perth, who now works in Japan. It was attending an event the same weekend. The weekend after, he at least got to be the MC and host his previous castmates, Bible and Bass, along with 2 others from the cast of 4 Minutes in a Thai festival celebration in Tokyo. So they still had a mini reunion of sorts. Very cool. That's awesome. Backstage, they all seemed to have a lot of fun just being together again, producing a lot of content. Bass Note and Tong. Jeff Barcode. Now it's Barcode Jeff. Isn't a little baby anymore. Warming up voices? Nah, let's play hide and seek. Classic. Wrong link. That was Barcode and Jeff. He did Take Me to the Church. Best cover I've heard of it. Nice. I saw Hozier at a music festival. His discography is not quite festival friendly, if you know what I mean. It's a little slow. But then he did Take Me to Church, and that woke people up. That woke them up. That was very good. Barcode was 16 when they filmed the song. Oh. Filmed so he's grown up on them? I bet. Jeez. That's crazy. At that point, it's like a whole different person. More playing backstage. Why is it populating down there? Crazy. Here we go. At that point, you gotta do as much content as humanly possible, because it's gonna just blow up for sure. For sure, gonna blow up. During their own take on social media trend. Here we go.
Bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of shit I'm on, you wouldn't understand.
It's just so many people.
But now I'm trophied up. I'm saying like, bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam. The type of shit I'm on, you wouldn't understand.
I bet this accurately portrays a lot of people right there. Okay, I think it's spoiler Kin Porsche Season 2. Everybody just reading into it too much. From the top secret rehearsals featuring Anko the kitten, Jeff's latest feline rescue, he has 18 at last count. Oh my gosh. Largely street cats that have needed help for one reason or another. That is a lot of cats. I love how the labels are all blurred out. That looks like Bud Light. That is a tiny, tiny kitten right there. Tiny. Oh my gosh, the eyes are almost a quarter of the face. Wow. That's so funny. The littlest of meows. Just the tiniest of the meows. Meow. Oh, get out of here. That's cool. Oh. That is an extreme close-up right there. Extreme. It's cool that we were able to see kind of the behind the scenes. Caption says, arrive in the afternoon, but no practice till 9. Huh. That's up to no good. I didn't intend to rehearse the concert. Jeff's been taking him everywhere. I would wonder if he was having to feed it around the clock because it's so tiny. Yeah, probably. Wow. Little rehearsal, a lot of hanging around, waiting for it to start. Classic, right? It's like, honestly, it's very similar to the audience going to a concert. You arrive early because you want to get, in the seat, want to get some drinks, the food, whatever, maybe some merch. And then you just sit there. And hopefully the starting or opening act goes on soon, but usually you're just sitting there for quite a while. The official BOC TikTok shared this video. That's so cool. That's so neat. So neat how Jeff made it happen.
ผมว่าอยากเห็นซีนเนี้ย
Wanted to do it for a long time. People coming back.
ทุกคนกลับมาเพราะว่านี่เป็นครั้งแรกที่หลายๆคนออกไปเติบโตกันไปแยกย้ายกันอะไรเงี้ยและกลับมาเจอกันในที่เดิมที่เราแยกย้ายกันแล้วกลับมาอาจจะแบบขาดเพิร์ทที่เพิร์ทไปอยู่
It's all fan cam.
ญี่
Nice.
ปุ่นอะไรเงี้ยแต่ว่าทุกคนก็แบบพยายามเคลียร์
We
คิว
shall
กัน
see,
มากลับมาให้
right?
ครบอะไรเงี้ย
It's one of those things you never know.
คือโอ้โหทีป๊อปว่ายากแล้วนะ4 คน 4 ค่ายเนี่ย
4 people, 4 companies. This is like 10 people.
ก็คือแบบทุกคนก็ช่วยกันแบบว่าอย่างเราก็โทรหาพี่ปอนเดือนข่าวพี่ปอนก็จัดกรุ๊ปของเขาให้เลยส่วนคนที่เหลือเนี่ยอย่างพี่ต๋องก็จะช่วยรวบรวมอะไรเงี้ยบางคนเราก็โทรคุยอะไรเงี้ยมันก็
That's so funny. Yeah, that's a lot of people in a lot of different companies, shooting schedules, tours, just trying to get everybody together. That's wild. That's a lot of planning. The snippet of the second song they sang, Why Don't You Stay?
Let's go.
Took the headset out so he could hear the audience sing it. I would definitely do that too, by the way. That's so cool. The cast since KP. Mile played title role of Kin, has since KP starred in the movie Man Suang. In a fight for their lives, two dancers infiltrate the high-profile social club and seek the help of a newfound ally to unmask traitors to Siam. Interesting. Two dancers infiltrate a social club. It's like a detective Magic Mike. No, just kidding. And Suang sets the record for highest grossing audience ticket sales in the Thai movie industry. Wow. In the two prior decades, and was the highest grossing film of 23 in Thailand. Wow. In 2024, had his first solo concert, Authentic Mile. Nice. Currently filming a new BL, Shine, which is 75% filmed. Currently starring in Jet Lag, about airline cabin crew, which is BOC's first non-BL series. Interesting. Jet Lag. From promo clips, Miles' character appears to be bi, despite it not being BL. Mile has solo and joint brand deals with Apo. His key ones being French brands, Gouline and Dior. He also has the title of Friend of House of Bulgari. Yep. Was the first male recipient of the title. Wow. He's also been named Friend of the Brand by McLaren. Bangkok. Wow. That's a good one to have. Yeah, just go ahead and send the car over, and I'll sign this little document that says I am friend of the brand. And no, you don't get a car out of this. No. I think we should talk about that. I think we should discuss it. What better way to promote the brand and show that I'm a friend than if you give me a free car? It's available on Netflix. Nice. When introducing himself on stage, as they did the character lineup, Mile introduced his character Kin as I'm Porsche's husband. I played the role of Porsche's husband. Jeff said last time, weren't you Porsche's boyfriend? Mile, our relationship has some growth. That's funny. Apo played the title role of Porsche. Also went on to star in the exact same role. Nice. Man Swang, for the role, he spent 7 months learning Thai traditional dance. Wow. Highly specialized skill that requires a lot from the body. Lost weight, put on lean muscle for a dancer's build. Currently filming the next BL as part of the pairing Mile Apo. Okay. He was a starring role in a Netflix original. Oh my gosh. Or in English. There we go. Appreciate it. Born to be Bad. Good title. Good title. Coming out this year. It's a film set in the 80s about a gang infamous robbers in Bangkok. Sounds interesting. Many brand deals with and without Mile have included Dior, classic, Swiss luxury watch and jewelry brand Piguet, I think. His first ever Thai global ambassador for the 150-year-old brand. Wow. Tourism Authority of Thailand has featured Apo as a presenter, often along with the mascot character Butter Bear. That sounds adorable. I've never even seen it, and that Butter Bear sounds adorable. He's part of the brand campaign with Nescafe's Dolce Gusto, Ostic cat food and treats, and most recently Skechers, with whom he designed and released his own collection. Nice. I like Skechers. They fit my feet. It's a little difficult, but they're one of those that has like wider foot kind of allowances. Like I would never be able to wear Jordans. Jordans are way too thin for my feet, which has been a nightmare. It's made shoe shopping kind of a nightmare, honestly. The BL is Shine. Okay, nice. Jeff Satur, of course, played Kim Han, younger brother of Kin. In 23, after leaving BOC, he founded his own company, Studio on Saturn. I mean, that's a great name. Has released many singles, including Lucid, Dum Dum, Black Tie Ghost, Rain Wedding, Ride or Die, and his current single, Lost and Found. Held his first solo concert in 23, live on Saturn. Great title. Starred in the movie Paradise of Thorns, for which he also sang Rain Wedding on the soundtrack. She's a bakery mascot that got super popular and ended up everywhere and in everything. Okay, now I gotta look this up. What is it called? Butter Bear? Butter Bear. Yep, just as I expected. Adorable. Just as I expected. Absolutely adorable. Yep. How can you be called Butter Bear and not be adorable? Right? Starred in the movie Paradise of Thorns, serves as a mentor and judge in Chiang, Asia, Thailand, an idol singing survival show. Interesting. It's originally Chinese until China banned idol shows. Not many Asian countries have their own version. CAT, hilarious, Cat, just had its second season. Is working on his own show, Happy Ending, hello, in which he will star, as well as have roles as producer, scriptwriter, and composer. Wow. Hopefully he plans to sleep at home at some point, too. You're right. He reacted to the Paradise of Thorn trailer. Oh, yeah, that's right. Butterbear and Apple will get you their tourism campaign picks. Was the first Thai brand. Wait a minute. I skipped something. Also has a role in Mike Angela's upcoming project Vamp. Was the first Thai brand ambassador for the fashion brand Valentino. He's also ambassador for Cartier and Ray-Ban. Great. Other notable brands include Honda, Est Cola, Armani fragrance. Wow. Nescafe, Hall's Throat lozenges. Those come in handy. Preemie cat food. Only practical. He does have an 18 after all. You would think he would have a ton of cat brands. You've also reacted to the trailer pilot for Happy Ending 2. Jeff posted on Instagram after the weekend. Oh, yeah, that's right. Did I check this one out? I did. Now lives in memory. Jeff getting choked up when the crowd were singing Why Don't You Stay back to them. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool. Barcode played Porsche's younger brother. He was 16, 17 at the time of filming. Here he is pictured with Apo. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, he has grown up. He has grown up quite a bit, actually. That's crazy. But then again, you know, those are the ages where you start to change, like, dramatically. He was the baby of the group, unless you just have, like, permanent baby face. I was told I had baby face. I was like, what? I don't think I do. He was the baby of the group, so unsurprisingly, is definitely the one who's changed the most. He'll be 21 in August. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's so funny. That's wild. He and Jeff filmed the BL Wuju Bakery after KP, a project with a Korean production company who, for whatever reason, never released it. Really? I mean, as long as you get paid, right? As long as you get paid, I wouldn't be too unhappy about it. But I would also feel like, hey, what the heck? Put all my talent and effort into this? Come on now. After Ken Porsche, he starred in Dead Friend Forever as Non, the student that had been bullied and was missing, having previously been paired with Jeff. There was a surprise pairing of Todd Barcode in DFF. Just as he did with KP, Barcode has a sound on the soundtrack for DFF called No More Dreams. After his performance in DFF, he was invited to be a patient character in the premiere episode of the Thai remake of The Good Doctor. Left BOC in April 2024, briefly with Applin International May through September, but something unclear happened, and he got out of his contract and left. In December 24, it was announced he signed with GMMTV. GMMTV, he has been cast in Revamp, a vampire series, has been in music videos as well as releasing his own song for the soundtrack of Boys in Love. Outside of GMMTV, he is signed on to Jeff's Happy Ending project, which is currently in development. Barcode will be playing Anowin. It is unclear whether Jeff and Barcode will be bringing their popular ship back. Wow. After the show, he posted this. What a night. What a night. That's cool. That is really cool. That's great. I'm crying, sobbing, and happy at the same time. You did so amazing. I'm proud of you. Obviously, a lot of comments on that one. It's a sore point with Jeff and Barcode fans, I bet. Bible played Vegas. Post KP due to his pairing with the actor who had played Pete, ending through no fault of his own. Things floundered for Bible for a while, doing brand events, etc., but privately worrying he might not act again. March 24 was announced that the long-awaited 4 Minutes would be made with Jess as Bible's new partner and co-star. During a fan event for 4 Minutes, the cast and audience were surprised with a video message that announced a 2025 sequel of some kind would come out called 8 Hours. Brilliant. Brilliant titling. Bible is currently in the main cast of the currently airing series Jetlag with Mile. Brand deals include fitness brand Aloe. That is a very expensive fitness brand. Very expensive. Boss and Oris Swiss watches. Italian fashion brands Tod's. What? TODs. As well as Amiri, for which he and Jess attended Paris Fashion Week. Also, Kaniva Cat Food, which is how he met Jess to begin with. Interesting. He and Jess also have been starring in a Samsung campaign. Cool. Tong played Tonkun, Kin's eccentric elder brother. Also played a main role in the movie Man Swang. Came out during the Kin Porsche tour, and since has been a very vocal activist. Involved with the committee that runs Bangkok Pride and was part of the push for same-sex marriage equality. Tong has also been a spokesperson for how BL and GL stories can be used internationally to boost Thailand's soft power. He also gives back to the acting community a lot. Recently appeared in The Boy Next World. Last year, after the BOC Halloween party, he and KP castmate Pong announced their long-speculated relationship was indeed romantic. Sadly, only a month or so later, they abruptly split among rumors of Pong having cheated. Whoa! They had been dating for 3 years or so at that point. On leaving BOC, set up the House of Loma YouTube channel for travel vlogs with other various actor friends, including KP alum. Interesting. Wow. You've seen Jess Bible in Spaceless, the short movie where there were BL actors and one was in love and the other chose to marry a woman for an easier life. Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh. That was a wild short movie. Wild. Bass played bodyguard Arm. That is such a great name for a bodyguard. He was also in Man Swang. Played Bible's half-brother Korn in 4 Minutes. Not known currently if he's in the cast for 8 Hours because his character died in the finale of 4 Minutes. He's been nominated frequently this award season, Best Supporting Actor for his 4 Minutes role. Guested in episode 2 of Jetlag, still currently signed with BOC. After the show performance, he posted Nice. Cool. Obviously, no audio for that.
ฮัลโหลชื่ออะไรครับชื่อดอทครับ
So small. So
ฮัล
tiny.
โหลชื่ออะไรครับชื่อดอทครับ
Job played bodyguard Pole since KP appeared in 4 Minutes as Dr. Den, popular DJ in Bangkok under the name DJ Jobby from 3 nights ago. Oh, wait for it. Nice. He also DJ'd at the 4 Minutes fans events. Nice. It's expected to be in 8 hours later this year, but the cast is yet to be confirmed, currently with BOC. Note, played bodyguard Big, also an accurate name for a bodyguard. Aside from acting, he owns a bar and restaurant more. Meat on the Roof. Why do I think this is just stunning? Grill and chill for meat lovers. That's a phenomenal name. Well done. $15% off if you bring your mother for Mother's Day. We like that. Sounds like a good deal. Sounds like a lovely deal. I always laugh at Jobby because my grandfather was Scottish, and in Scotland, Jobby is... That's funny. DJ... Since leaving BOC, he's released his first song with a music video that starred many of his friends from KP, played an uncredited role in Man Swang playing the piano, hasn't shown a lot of interest in acting since, though his fans hold out hope. After the show, he shared this video.
Kid pot, kid pot, kid pot,
That's so cool. So cool. Us played Tay, since been in Dead Friend Forever as Cruel Bully Poor, is a Counter-Strike global offensive player for Thailand and has a Twitch channel with 62,000 followers. He was recently put on a team playing in a charity event for the game Valorant. It's a streamer. Wow. Since leaving BOC, Us has not signed with any couple and seems to be working independently since he booked a new BL. Us is one of the subjects of a reaction on June 2nd, so I'll keep his post-BOC info to a minimum. Us is a big supporter of Jeff's music career, frequently has Jeff's music on his social media and playing during lives. Cool. Posted this after performance. Oh, that's neat. I like that. Honestly, if I had any sort of like star power, being an actor or anything like that, I would definitely become a streamer for sure. I didn't put the stream name because he clearly doesn't need help getting followers. Yeah, that's true. If you want to find him, I'm sure you can. 2J played Time since KP has played the predatory teacher Kang in Dead Friend Forever. October 24, left BOC, later signed with Go to Infinity, and was paired with actor Do. Been filming for Lover Merman with Do. Currently has a series on TikTok and YouTube, a BL called Near Clinic, Near My Heart, about a dentist falling for a patient, played by Do. Oh. Cuteness overload. Ta played Vegas's younger brother Macau, since took part in the reality show since the hidden character and ended up winning with Copper, who he was paired with. Later starred in Dead Friend Forever as P, I guess, who is in flashbacks with paired with Barcode, but also later with situationship with Copper. Left BOC last autumn, now an independent actor, booking roles including taking that role in Moonlight Starlight after another actor stepped down. Well, there you go. Ta is also the subject of an upcoming reaction video, so I'll leave it there. Ta posted this. Amazing night. Thank you, Jeff, for an unforgettable reunion. Truly made history today. That's awesome. That's really neat. I love how they were all willing to go and they all absolutely loved it. Nice. Ping played Jam, Porsche's bestie, left BOC shortly after the KP tour ended, but returns often. He's been at each New Year's countdown party as a drummer for various musical acts and often appears when the need for a drummer arises. He's in a band called Rosalind, appears to have stepped back from acting to focus on music, as well as his young family. Pong played Tem, another friend of Porsche's, played a minor role in Man Swang, the movie, plays the bass, and has been included in many musical performances of BOC. Was listed as part of the House of Loma travel vlogging channel that Tong launched. First 3 videos involve them traveling around Thailand and even visiting Pong's family. After the breakup, he has not had involvement with HOL. Really? He left BOC shortly after the breakup. So far hasn't seemed to have done much publicly career-wise. More than one fan has joked that Tong got them in the divorce, especially since there was never any denial about cheating rumors in a country like Thailand with very strict libel laws. If it was untrue, presumably the rumors would have been squashed quickly. Yikes. Yikes. Posted this to Instagram after the show. Well, unfortunately, it is a fact of life. Some people do that. Nice. I like the bow at the end. Very good. Very, very good. It's not the same. Oh my gosh. What a great GIF. I like that. I want to steal that for sure. Very good. Very, very good. Wow. Lots of people showed up. Seems like it was a good time. Everybody enjoyed it. I like the fact that they were able to do that. That's very cool. I wish more reunions went like that. That'd be very neat. It's difficult. It's obviously difficult to get that many people in one area. Certainly with everybody filming different things and you know, schedules and concerts and travel and all that stuff. Like, it's a lot. It is a lot of work to bring that many people together. So I'm glad they were able to pull it off. Kudos to Jeff for doing that. That's very cool. Very cool. To use your spotlight, big spotlight, to put it on others, you know, just... I'm assuming it brought him joy to do it, you know, to see other people that he worked with and stuff like that. But that was mostly for the fans. Mostly for the fans. So that's really cool to do that. You know, it's really, dang. Yeah, that's just really awesome to do. Who knows, maybe a couple of years down the road, he'll do it again. 10-year reunion, 20 years, 50 years, who knows? But let's go ahead and jump into the next one. It is a Rick Grimes tribute. It's called Light. It's remastered. Remastered. Wow. Must be some like filter on it or something. But yeah, from The Walking Dead, of course. Should be interesting. It's nice to see the group loves each other and they drop everything for each other, Jeff. Yeah, absolutely. You can tell it was a good set. Good atmosphere on the set if they're willing to do that, for sure. This was posted a year ago. Song is Light by Nathan Wagner. Interesting. All right. I have not reacted to a Walking Dead video in a minute. As I've said before, I saw maybe the first 3-4 seasons. I'm trying to remember. It's like when they just arrived to, I think it was called Sanctuary or something like that. That first kind of hub that they learned about that they were traveling to post-prison. I think I saw a little bit of Negan, maybe. Probably not. I think, now that I think about it, I probably saw those in edits. So I saw it in edit form. But let's go ahead and jump in. Rick Grimes was a very good character. Very good character. And to see his, at least from what I saw, to see his kind of decay from like upright citizen, you know, sheriff, to doing whatever it took to stay alive, keep his family alive, like quite the character study.
I still think there's a plan. I still believe there's a reason.
Rick definitely went into some dark, dark places.
Life was always a test.
Oh wow, that's that old Rick.
I'm looking for my family. I thought about ending it, just stopping it all. But then it would just be nothing. I have to keep trying.
Never seen The Walking Dead?
I'm getting there. I'm getting home.
The Love Actually stalker. Yeah.
You tried to escape 4 times. Why are you here? Look at my eyes, sir. You tell me.
I know why you've done what you've done. Trying to escape.
Whoa, what is this?
With someone you love, Adi.
We're here together now. And we're gonna get home. Me and you. We can do this.
Obviously, Michonne, for the longest time, I had no idea he had any accent. Because in here, you just hear him with a, you know, kind of a Southern American accent. Not very Southern, but like a hint of it. So hearing him in an interview for the first time, I was like, whoa. Wait, what? It was very odd. So you're having that opposite reaction that I had.
I don't see the dead anymore. With the ones I lost. I don't see you anymore. I just see what's ahead.
That doesn't change the way that I feel. We're still alive, Rick. We're the ones who live.
I belong here. You don't. Never change that. It's over. Everything we had is broken.
We have to come for them before they come for us.
We don't have to be afraid.
Yes, we do. I can't be who I was. It's different now.
You can't kill
You know your son? He calls you the brave man.
I'm not the brave man. You set this course, Rick.
The amount of times in this show that Rick Grimes is looking overstressed and underslept, probably, I don't know, 1 million? Over under 1 million?
Who's that?
Gosh.
You made.
The amount of times he just goes,
What did they do to you?
Look at me. Rick, what the fuck are you doing? Do it. Just do it. I tried.
Carl.
Please, just know I tried.
This isn't everything! You don't get to choose for the world. You don't get to choose for me.
My wife is my choice. My daughter. My life is my choice.
There's definitely some brutal scenes.
We can make this whole damn world ours if we want to.
I love that he's got their Magnum revolver. That's so cool.
I'd meet up with Carl in my dreams, and then one day he was just gone.
If Carl were here right now, what would he say?
The brave man, huh?
You are.
Rip
More
Carl.
than ever.
Glenn, save me.
Glenn.
Try to drink the pain away, the sea and glass was just a trade and left me hopeless. You're bringing yourself back. Those poison lips were only danger. Body ache, my body bruised, was crying out, I need a savior. And you came and killed my bones. You picked me up and walked me home. Since you'll never be alone, just lift your eyes, will make you whole. So darling, please keep hanging on. And bring the dawn. Just a minute, hold your ground. Father, send your spirit down. Come shine, shine, shine.
I lost myself.
Shine your light.
You brought me back. My wife brought me back.
The last I saw of Rick, he was definitely heading down that spiral. He was spiraling big time.
Certified.
This is the shit we do.
This is the shit we do.
Who's the person closest to you who's died? My son. He's who I saved, tearing out that man's throat. We're the sword that kills. We're the sword
Remember that.
life.
Oh my gosh.
One life. One unstoppable life. We are the walking dead. We're not dead. You are. What's the worst thing you did to make sure someone else survived?
How much can one person go through? Yeah.
I killed someone with my teeth.
Whoever you wanted to, then save the wolf. The world isn't gonna win.
Why does it look like he's part of the Shadow Clan right now? Like, what is that? I obviously have missed something in the later seasons. It looks like he's part of that that Batman group.
That bigger world that we've come together for it. All of us. So,
Shadows.
Never asked anyone. I don't want power. You already have it.
All by himself to the bridge. Well, millions of walkers followed the brave man onto the bridge, and on the other side, all his friends were waiting. The brave man couldn't let the walkers reach his friends and hurt them, so he blew up the bridge, and all the walkers went into the water and saved all his friends. I knew it, Dad. I knew you were so helpful.
Talk about burning bridges.
Brave man?
I am.
I knew you'd come back.
How?
I believed. I just never wanted you to feel alone.
I thought I was. And I realized I wasn't.
One thing I remember is Rick was never truly alone, but he faced, because he was the leader of most of the groups that he was around, because he was just willing to do whatever it took. He was faced with a lot of difficult decisions that kind of made his character very intriguing. Like, he had to make sacrificial decisions, and where did they go? What do they do with certain things? Like, he was making a lot of tough choices. It kind of made that character very, I don't know. It put him in a weird situations a lot of the time. And it was just endlessly fascinating. It's definitely my favorite character from the show. Obviously, a lot of people like Daryl, Michonne, of course. Glenn was a fan favorite. But yeah, I mean, just a horrendous amount of trauma to go through. Like, it is just brutal. It is literally just trauma-filled. Absolutely brutal. Link down below in the video description for the original video. Go throw it some much-deserved love. That was very good. Very well edited. Check out their channel as well. They might have other videos that you might want to check out. And you see Carl and Rick walking around. My favorite part was whenever he would say, Carl, get in the house, Carl. Oh my gosh. Let me go ahead and throw that some love. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Let's go ahead and throw that link in the Twitch chat for those of you watching live as well. There you go. Let's learn a little bit more about Rick and his trials and tribulations, I guess we'll call them. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Rick Grimes. I never lost my son. I lost myself. He brought me back. My wife brought me back. We're the swords that kills. We're the sword that gives life. One unstoppable life. We're not dead. You are. Ooh. Wild. Better known as Rick, survivor of the outbreak in AMC's television universe, protagonist in The Walking Dead, one of the two from The Ones Who Live, one of the two protagonists from The Walking Dead Onslaught, and a minor character in Fear the Walking Dead. What? What are all these spin-offs? I have no idea what these are. I think I remember hearing about The Ones Who Live. It was a spin-off with Michonne and Rick. Obviously, I'm mostly familiar with the original. That's the one I actually watched. Sheriff's deputy in King County, Rick was shot in the line of duty and placed in a medically induced coma shortly before the outbreak. He awoke 2 months later, traveled to Atlanta in search of his wife, Lori. I totally forgot her name. Son, Carl, who were evacuated there by his best friend and fellow sheriff's deputy, Shane, played by John Bernthal. Rick was rescued, reunited with his family, and joined a group of survivors who gradually became the de facto leader in the search for a safe haven following the Green Family Farm and West Georgia Correctional Facility. I remember both of those. During Rick's coma, Lori and Shane had an affair that resulted in a child. Ooh. Shane's jealousy over Rick's family and leadership of the group turned the two against each other, resulting in Rick having to kill Shane. Lori later died, giving birth to their daughter, Judith, which Rick raised as his own. Shortly after he met survivor Michonne, the two formed a close bond and eventually fell in love. It's a good way to put it. Rick led his people to the Alexandria Safe Zone in Washington, D.C., where he became the leader there, and eventually one of the 4 co-leaders of the militia, joint group of communities in the area of Hilltop Colony, by Maggie, the Kingdom led by King Ezekiel, and Oceanside led by Cindy. Militia was formed to combat the extortionist group known as the Saviors, led by Negan, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, that terrorized all 4 communities. Militia waged a war against the Saviors and won. However, Carl was bitten during the war and died. Oh, that's brutal. I met the guy who played Daryl. I didn't know who he was at the time. He was just a hungover, an alarmed-looking guy who had 2 girls throwing themselves at him, and I was a way out to talk to someone acting normal. He was hungover as he tried to get over jet lag with espresso martinis. When I rejoined my mates, they told me who I had been chatting with. Yeah, that's funny. Wow. Small world. Small world. That's incredible. Let's see, 18 months after the... Wait a minute. Where did I stop? There it is. Rick was inspired by Carl's dream of rebuilding civilization, decided to spare Negan, sentence him to life in prison rather than death. 18 months after the war, Rick sacrificed himself by blowing up a bridge to keep a herd of zombies from overrunning Hilltop. Presumed dead by the loved ones, Rick was rescued by former ally Anne and was taken away by the Civic Republic military on a helicopter to the Civic Republic, located in the former city of Philadelphia. So that must be what I was seeing, the uniforms. After being conscripted as a consignee, Rick tried numerous times to escape and return home to his family. Despite being recaptured, he managed to smuggle clues onto a boat where it was later found by Michonne. Eventually agreed to join the CRM through the means of his ally, Lieutenant Colonel Donald Okafor's plans to reform the CRM from the inside alongside strong and trusted individuals like Rick. Rick's plan was to use his position as a way to escape. There you go. Good Lord. Yeah, I missed all of that. Interesting. Season 1 quotes. We don't kill the living. Rick to Daryl when he tries to kill Jim. Well, that changed a little bit. There's a little bit of a caveat in there. Rick talking to Carl. Season 2. Mom said you'd be here. Offers gun. Take it. What happened to Dale had nothing to do with you. That's why I need you. No more kid stuff. I wish you could have had the childhood that I had, but that's not going to happen. People are going to die. I'm going to die. Mom, there's no way you can be ever ready for it. True. I try to be, but I can't. The best we can do now is avoid it as long as we can, keep one step ahead. I wish I had something better to say, something more profound. My father was good like that, but I'm tired, son. Yeah, he was tired. It's amazing he made it through all that. That's crazy. Offers gun again. Please take it. Rick's frustration with the group towards him, towards his leadership. Oh, this was good. I remember this. I am doing something. I'm keeping this group together, alive. I've been doing that all along, no matter what. I didn't ask for this. I killed my best friend for you people, for Christ's sake. You saw what he was like. Now how he pushed me, how he compromised us, how he threatened us. He staged the whole Randall thing, led me out to put a bullet in my back. He gave me no choice. He was my friend, but he came after. Well, okay. He was your friend, but he also had an affair with your wife. I mean, come on now. If that's a friend, I don't want any friends. My hands are clean. Maybe you people are better off without me. Go ahead. I said there's a place for us. But maybe it's another pipe dream. Maybe I'm fooling myself again. Why don't you go out and find out yourself? Send me a postcard. Go on. There's the door. You can do better. Let's see how far you get. No takers? Fine. But get one thing straight. You're staying. This isn't a democracy anymore. That was the beginning of the spiral, by the way. Then season 3, he apologized, declaring that he couldn't make every decision. I'm not your governor. So he had a little bit of a, he had a little bit of a moment of clarity. Okay, so I remember the governor. I guess I saw up to season 5, maybe? Yeah, I think I saw up to season 5, maybe, because I remember the governor a lot. Andrew Lincoln was the actor who played Rick. English actor, first major role. Again, I had no idea he was English until I saw an interview with him, and I was like, wait, what? Writers did good with those? Yeah, absolutely. There's so many good lines in that show. And it just kind of... I don't know. I guess the mass appeal to it was the fact that anybody could go. So there's no sacred cow. Although it did seem like Rick had plot armor, but it is what it is. It seemed like everybody else could go. It was brutal. For broadcast cable, it was pretty brutal. It had stylized blood. Heads were getting chopped off. It was pretty intense. Obviously, they used real zombies, which was very cool looking. I like the fact that they used extras for that. The situations were crazy. The circumstances were dire. The decisions were tough. The writing between the group and the descent into madness and chaos was beautifully done. Yeah, the writing was just phenomenal, honestly. Yeah, he was in Love Actually. I totally forgot about that. Beginning in 2010, gained recognition for his portrayal of Rick Grimes. Won a Saturn Award for Best Actor on Television in 2015-2017. departed the cast in 2018, but reprised her role in 22 in the series finale and the spin-off The Ones Who Live in 2024. 51 years old, married in 2006, 2 kids. Let's see what else. In 2010, signed up for the show for a potential 6 years, renegotiated a deal for 2 further seasons. Appeared on the show for the final time in 2018, having previously stated that he wished to spend more time with his children. Okay. Can certainly appreciate that. Lincoln's role on The Walking Dead made him the center of one of the world's biggest pop culture franchises. Yeah, it was huge. 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 Those early seasons of The Walking Dead were monumental. It was like Game of Thrones style kind of pop culture phenomenon. Following his departure, it was planned that he would reprise his role in a trilogy of feature-length films. Wow. Due to the pandemic, the films were delayed, of course. They were subsequently replaced with a 6-hour show. Dang, that would have been kind of cool to see the feature-length films. Like, well, I guess it would have looked different, of course. You know, bigger budget for a movie, I would assume. Lincoln has received various awards, nominations for his portrayal. In 2019, he was cast and filmed in his first non-Walking Dead role since 2010. Good grief. Imagine. He married a flautist and vocalist of Jethro Tull. Wow. The daughter. Manchester U fan. It's amazing how long he played that character. That is crazy. From 2010 to 2019, it was just all Walking Dead. That's huge. After all this time, what do you think about Rick Grimes? Leaving the show and not watching past, I think, season 4 or 5, somewhere around there, I really liked the character. I thought it was brilliantly written. You know, he started with that kind of, you know, baby face, you know, almost naive in a way. And then after killing Shane, it was just a downhill spiral of more and more badass Rick. It was very entertaining to watch his descent into losing it, I guess you could say. Real zombies, I thought you were losing it there for a second until I understood. Oh. Yes. Like human actors playing the zombies, not like CGI or whatever. One of my favorite characters of all time. Andrew absolutely killed it. I would agree. He killed it. He absolutely killed it. Contender for one of the best characters in all of entertainment. Well written. Just overall badass. Favorite TV character, hands down. Still bow-legged. Still love him. Got through the absolute hardest of times and didn't end up like Negan. Yep. Stayed true to his sheriff ethics. Kind of. Definitely lost the plot for a while. Still the GOAT. Watching the show focusing on Rick's leadership growth is a masterclass on the topic. Even at his worst, his actions were understandable. Andrew Lincoln can really act. The things the show put Rick through. Yeah. Oh. I will say, I think what was really big about that show is just how brutal AMC was willing to go. Like, I don't know how they got around censors for some of that stuff, but it was like movie quality gore. It's just kind of surprising in a way. You just never really see that much on broadcast cable. You know, HBO is a different story, etc. Like Netflix, obviously. but it was weird to see. He's the best TV show character to ever exist. Think about him every day. Just like the Roman Empire. I think about Rick Grimes. Favorite character in fiction? Zaddy forever. There you go. I think that's the best one. Zaddy forever. Or maybe that one's better. Oh my gosh. Wow. There is some poor writing and directions with Rick. Lori didn't have the strongest relationship on screen compared to her comic counterpart. TV Michonne, while great, did not have the same level of relationship and partnership that comic Andrea did with Rick. I mean, Daryl kind of feels he filled that role, and I don't mean this in a... what? Homosexual way. Andrea had Rick's back and saved his life. Many ways Daryl was there and supported Rick. Rick didn't have his bond with Tyrese in the way he did in the comics. He feels drifted away with Glenn from where they started. So obviously, I'm assuming there's a bit of a departure from the comics, which, I mean, of course, anytime there's an adaptation, there's going to be departures. He had fantastic chemistry and narratives with Shane, Governor, and Carol, better than his comic counterpart. Judith surviving, and even though not really a part of Rick's life, still worked out for a character who was never meant to be a long-term thing. The One Who Lived is bad. It was supposed to be multiple movies, didn't get the opportunity to get fleshed out well. It was rushed, and it's no fault of the actors, but what it could have been and what it was not worth it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Turning feature film scripts into a series is usually a bad thing. They did that with Moana 2. It was supposed to be... it was like the opposite. It was supposed to be a show, and then they turned it into a movie, which cut out a ton of stuff. And honestly, it just leaves the movie kind of weird. Like, it never explains the side characters at all. They just show up and get picked to go on this adventure. You have no idea why they're there, why she picked them. It was just so weird. So weird. What's going on? Comics don't always translate well, so you have to change things. Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's up, Glove? Let's see. We lost out on Carl leading, and Judith truthfully needed someone like Negan to make her relevant. He's my hero. Don't think I've ever missed a character as much as Rick because of his story just doesn't feel complete. Interesting. F and Icon. It's one of the few main characters who I agree with all the way through. Sometimes characters do questionable things that make you question their integrity, but not with Rick. Or at least I can't remember, right? Meow. My only beef was not helping Orange Backpack Guy, but it was fleeting. The backpack proved handy. That's one thing I do remember. That's one thing I do remember was that, you know, Rick was faced with a lot of choices, and he tried to always make it, you know, a good decision for the group. But the consequences of those choices were never easy. Never easy. Your favorite version of Rick. This would be interesting. Yeah, look at all these different versions of Rick. You can kind of see the descent. Season 1, young, naive Sheriff Rick. Season 2, just killed my best friend. Season 3, this group hates me. I'm turning this out of a democracy into a dictatorship. Season 4, I'm losing my S. Season 5, I don't know, becoming a farmer, I guess. Acceptance. Season 6, oh no, I'm losing it again. Season 7, oh, the things I've done. Season 8, someone help me, get me out of here. Season 9, living life. Living life of what it is. Packing for a road trip, that's fun. Sometimes there's no good decisions. Indeed. Indeed it is. That is very true. And you just try to make the one that... you just try to make the decision with the least amount of bad potential. 3 to 5 is peak. Probably 4 when he bit that throat out. Oh my gosh. That moment that we heard about in the edit was brutal. Brutal. Literally bit the throat of a guy out. It was crazy. I remember that being the moment where I'm like, this show is nuts. You know, there's a lot of moments up until that where you're just like, wow, this is really crazy. And then you get to that moment and you're like, oh, Rick is changed. Rick is very changed. Yeah, 3 through 5 is probably quite a... Season 4 was... That is peak. Murder Jacket Rick is goated. Season 4. 1 for aesthetics, nostalgia for 2, for style 5, everything else. Can't pick one. He was a savage in 4 and 5. Yeah. I need my neck biter back. Bring back the neck biter. Season 4 was at his best. That's so funny. Yeah, I mean, when he was the most savage, that was probably the most entertaining, honestly. Best quotes. Number 8, I killed my best friend for you people, for Christ's sake. Yep. Literally just read that quote. Had to do what he had to do. John Bernthal. That was my first interaction with John, or first piece of film that I've seen John in. Obviously, he did The Punisher and everything post that. But yeah, it was tense. It was very tense between these two. Despite once being best friends, Rick and Shane's brotherly bond is tested once the world goes to hell. After Rick returns to the camp, soon realizes Shane's mental state is growing very unstable. Alongside willingly, hooking up with Rick's wife while he was gone, results in the two having one final confrontation after Shane lures him out into the woods. In the end, Rick was forced to kill his own lifelong pal, only for him to shout out in a raging frenzy that he did it for the sake of keeping the others alive and protected. Oof, it was brutal. Number 7, how many of you do I have to kill to save your lives? Oh, clearly, years of fighting zombies and putting in near-death scenarios have had an impact on Rick's mental state. Fitting into the quiet, peaceful town of Alexandria isn't exactly easy for Rick. As someone who's always in survival mode because of everything he's been forced to endure, he finds it difficult to settle down and live a peaceful life. Quoting one near the end of Season 5 where he warns the group that they're too weak and feeble to survive in the real world. This is where he lets out this famous line, which still happens to be a popular topic of discussion, where he asks, how many of you do I have to kill to save your lives? Pretty crude way of saying the group needs to get grips with surviving, rather than just waiting around for an attack or an invasion. Number 6, there were no rules, man. We're lost. There are no rules, man. Talking to Shane, obviously. This is when Shane was in full meltdown. Reminder that in a world surrounded by living undead nightmares, monsters, rules go out the window. This line has become especially popular in recent years because of how it's been used as a meme. It always says a lot about the mindset of Rick at the time and the state of the world in general. Berates Shane and reminds him there are no rules, and that they are both completely lost considering they've essentially both become fish out of water and the entire world's changed. Number 5. Speaking of Daryl, Norman Reedus. You being back with us here now, that's everything. You're my brother. Yeah, people loved Daryl. Love. Still love Daryl. Back in Season 4, many of the key characters were separated from one another, and in the case of Daryl, he would wind up begrudgingly joining up with the group of vicious survivors led by a devious ringleader known as Joe. As they try to attack a defenseless Carl, Rick and Daryl end up going berserk, killing the entire group, before then having a heart-to-heart with Daryl about how he caught up with these guys in the first place. Rick assures Daryl that all that matters is that he's back with them, and he even calls him a brother. Number 4, I already made you a promise. Not one to go back on a promise, Rick shows Gareth exactly what he meant when he was a prisoner. To say Season 5 kicks off with a bang would be putting it mildly. After being captured by a group of cannibals, Rick finds himself tied up and face-to-face with the leader, Gareth. Despite being in no position to throw out threats, Rick promises Gareth that he'll soon cut him down by using a machete with a red handle. Fast forward a few episodes and the tables have turned. Gareth begging for mercy, ambushed by Rick and his group. After reminding Gareth of his promise, Rick brutally kills the cannibal in pretty gory fashion. Eek. Number 3, you're all already dead. For the first time, Rick manages to send a chill down Negan's spine. When Negan enters the story, which I'm sure you've seen Negan memes, even if you've never even seen the show. After Negan claims that he's going to humiliate Carl, Rick replies that one day he's going to kill Negan, and though it might not be today or tomorrow, the day will eventually arrive. The cherry on top of this epic speech is the line at the end where he says that Negan and his men are already dead. It's quite the threat. Quite the threat. Number 2, this isn't a democracy anymore. That was a classic. Yep. The group first gets together early on in Season 1. It's not exactly made clear who the leader is. While it seemed as though Shane might end up taking the role, Rick would instead be the one that survivors decided to look up to. States democracies no longer exist within the group, proclaiming himself as a supreme leader. It's an eerie quote which highlights just how much society has fallen and his determination to be a dictator in the group. Number 1, we are the Walking Dead. Rick reflects on a story about his grandpa and tells the group about his own philosophy. Coming to terms with the world collapsing and becoming infested with bloodthirsty zombies can't be easy. While most people would give up, Rick manages to overcome everything that is thrown his way. Because of this, he eventually started to develop a philosophy which is primarily inspired by his grandfather, who would feel as though he were dead anytime he stepped into enemy territory during the Second World War. Rick takes his story and explains to the survivors that if they pretend that they are already dead, they can one day reemerge and be able to finally be alive again, leading him to say the scary yet oddly badass quote, "We are the Walking Dead." It's a line that can easily raise goosebumps, and one that no fan of the show will ever be able to forget of just how full of meaning it is. Yeah, what an unbelievable edit first, but also a great show. Great show. I didn't see the rest of it, so I can't judge the second half of it. I'm trying to remember why I stopped watching. I think it was just, time restrictions, other stuff got my interest. Just kind of let it slip. I remember those memes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Great show. Great character. I love Rick Grimes. Definitely went through it. The acting was phenomenal. The writing was good. I loved the decisions he had to make. They were never easy. It was just brutal. I mean, honestly, probably the biggest one he had to make was getting rid of Shane. Like, that is literally your lifelong friend. He's not a zombie. He's not bit. That was a bold move, Cotton, to start the show. It was a bold move. But, yeah, his descent around season 3, 4, 5 was very entertaining. Very entertaining. Terrifying, but entertaining, nonetheless. Honestly, it was more terrifying than a horde of zombies, frankly. Just seeing Rick go full, checked out. You could see it in his eyes. He was just completely gone as a human. And he was just a machine like Terminator. You know what I mean? You just lost all humanity for a while. And it was beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch. It was like a human Terminator. And Protector, I guess. Still didn't lose that, which was interesting. But yeah, humanity just left Rick in season 4. Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on to the next one. It is Stray Kids Have Ruined My Sense of Humor. Oh boy. Chaos is coming. Definitely. I'm wondering if these are TikToks or not. I might have to change the positioning of this, but we shall see. Nope, it's not.
Gay.
What a way to start. All right, I should probably, because I think we're going to have text on this, I should probably do this. Boom. Let's go. Let's start that over.
Gay.
Lose brain cells? Well, guess what? We've already lost them.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
아니 나 좋은 생각 있어. 저 LA 갈 때 저 또 혼자 따로 가잖아요. 그때 내가 엉덩이 혼자 내려가가지고 자 슬슬 해볼까 하면 되지.
새로 갖고 온 거에다가 물 550ml 부어봐. 그거 넣고 엉덩이로 이름 한번 쓰면 돼.
근데 엉덩이로 이름을 왜 써? 왜 엉덩이로 이름을 쓰라는 건지 모르겠는데 일단 알았어. 그리고 꽃게처럼 나가 바깥으로.
What brain cells, right?
꽃게처럼 나가 바깥으로.
Chad.
Hey, what are you doing?
Right in front of my salad?
Hello? Hey.
나 예상해요.
형이 제일 이상해요. 따라오지 마. 일로 와. 나 따라오지 마. 나 망고 요거트는 먹다가. 야, 침뱉 떴지? 침뱉 떴잖아. 내가? 어떻게 알았어? 승민이가 자꾸 동대문 안무할 때 제 자꾸 손 깍지 잡으려고 내가 먼저 했어요. 아 진짜 이놈의 인기 동대문 할 때 이러고 혼자 내려가가지고 자 슬슬 해볼까 하면 되지. 바지 벗고 소리야. 야 사회적 무리를 느끼는 거야.
알았어, 너 빨개 벗겨가지고 한번 찾아볼게.
오히려 좋아.
What did he say?
시그니처 사운드.
지킬게.
깜짝이야.
보고 들어가.
무섭다 너. 야 나가라고. 지켜볼 거야. 지켜볼게. 이해가 돼? 네? 이해가 돼? 네.
뭐라고 지금 나한테 아니 지금 너에게 질문을 한 거잖아. 나는 몰랐어. 그러지마. 어디 갔어? 몰라. 이 공차는 형이야. 뮤지컬은 형 고생 없는 거 몰라. 난 몰라.
I'm not gonna lie, those fans look amazing.
난 몰라. 난 몰라. 아메리카. 좋아. 아메리카. 잘 먹어줬군. 내 길에 개입해 날만 떠내밀 고매로 내 땀따라라 한 달도 나의 나침반이 따위 또 도는 상황 너네가 stay with my heart 장난 믿고 그냥 따라 해낼 거야 너 믿 흔들리 우리 믿고 구름 속을 just gotta 내가 덥지만 떠내려갈 때
Imagine you're just walking by. It's like, what's happening?
홍보를 해주셔야 되는데 제한 시간은 1분. 시작!
大家好，我是 Chan。こんにちは。僕の名前は Chris です。Chris? Bang Chan です。Good everyone, my name is Bang Chan, and here we have Felix with me as well, and here to promote this beautiful album. 아메리카노 좋아 좋아 좋아.
So happy with the coffee until he spilled it.
뭐요? 지금 나 놀리는 겨? 살아야 돼.
That is so relatable, it's ridiculous.
지금 내 몸. 잘가 잘가. 신나냐고. 굿바이. 아메리카노. 좋아 좋아 좋아. 빰빰.
Americano.
좋아 좋아 좋아.
Like we don't know that's Nike. Come on now. We gotta do a little better job blurring that.
고마워. 이게 리얼 눈빵. 민호 형이 살짝 뱀 잘 만지게 생겼어.
어떻게 생겨 그런 거야? 어떻게 생겨 뱀 잘 만지는 거야?
이렇게 생기면 뱀 잘 만지는 얼굴?
3살 때부터 피아노를 치기 시작했죠. 한 달째 저는 큰 사고로 인해.
Looks like the kind of person that could touch a snake well.
무슨 밥 먹다가 했거든요. 그런 이유로 피아노에 트라우마가 생겼어요. 그럴 때마다 저를 채워준 건 뮤직이었어요. 뮤직? 저는 꼭 열심히 공부를 해서 프랑스로 유학을 가야 한다고 생각을 했어요. 어렸을 때부터. 프랑스요? 네, 프랑스요. 왜 하필 프랑스죠? 근데 프랑스를 갈 여유가 없었죠. 그래서 앞에 있는 파리바게트로 갔어요. 그러다 멈칫 파리바게트에서 어떤 노래가 흘러나왔어요. 무슨 노래였죠? Listen to my heartbeat. beat. 내 인생은 JYP구나. 하고 다시 가수의 꿈을 키웠어요. 네. 그리고 오디션을 봤어요. 네. 하지만 첫 번째 결과부터 합격을 했죠. 난 럭키가예요. 여러분, 전 우리 좋은 사람입니다.
지금 누가 노래를 부르고 있니?
나밖에 없는
That is such a small space to be having so many strobe light effects. Oh my god.
유튜브 친구들 오랜만이에요.
마침 리노 형이 와서 또 이상한 짓을 하네.
안녕. 그러면서 그러지 마라. 살려줘.
You like this, don't
새로운
find it.
침대예요. 한 침대. 별이 5개. 널 사랑하는. 다시 한 번 말해봐. 날 사랑하는?
아니야.
우리 되게 바니바니 같다.
그러니까 커플하네.
사랑해?
귀신 본 적 있어요?
나도 귀신 한 번도 본 적 없어.
봤어요? 난 죽어도 보기 싫어.
전 예전에 연습생 숙소에서 딱 한 번 봤어요.
아 진짜? 네. 어떻게 생겼냐?
찬이 형 닮았어.
사이가 사실 얼굴이 허해가.
Oh
뭐야
my
새로운
god.
거냐?
하나, 둘.
Burn. Must be wild being that photogenic.
스트레스 받는 거 아니냐?
You could just randomly pose at any moment and it's just like, all right, good for Instagram.
왠지 예쁘다.
갑자기 머리를 묶어내.
혹시 저랑 사귀어 주시겠습니까?
덕거시.
기억나?
열심히 그만 좀 많이 주세요. 아니요, 진짜 잘 나오고 있어요 지금.
목소리가 많이 늙었어요 제가.
갔었네 우리 다 같이.
맞네.
둘이 뽀뽀하고
근데-
그냥.
둘이 뽀뽀한 게 아니고 얘가 뽀뽀한 거지.
아니야. 내가
내가 했지.
형이 했지. 무슨 소리야?
오늘 반대로 한 거니까 반대로.
혹시 저랑 사귀어 주시겠습니까?
안 돼요. 저 이미 임자 있어요. 여기 있습니다. 전정아. 자기가 세상에서 제일 아름다워. 아니. 나는. 자, 우리 팀 준비됐어요?
Wow, that was so powerful. Academy Award.
Me after seeing WAP.
Don't fall so slow. Hey kids on the block. Why they got it? Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
강아지 스탐스탐. 아. 이마. 좋았어. 맞는 거 같아, 현진아. 먹는 거 같죠?
만에 스테이 앞에 딱 돌아왔습니다. 여러분 보고 싶었죠?
Genius.
저도 많이 보고 싶었습니다.
Genius level
여러분들에게 정말
thinking
많은
there.
보여줄 게 많으니까요. 여러분들 많이 기대해 주시고요. 자, 성민 씨 뭐 할 말 있나요? 뭐야.
네, 저희 스트레이키즈 정말 첫 번째 정규 앨범 그래서 여기에 집중하면 더 재밌게 즐길 수 있다는 포인트 세 가지 어떤 게 있을까요?
일단은 저희의 이 화려한 퍼포먼스 그게 굉장히 중요하고요. 또 두 번째로는 또 이 가사의 재치 있는 가사와 또 저희의 이 열정과 패기 넘치는 이 무대에 또 집중해 주시면 좋고요. 네. 또 세
Sounds like-
번째로는 제일 중요하죠. 정말
Sounds like he's in a job interview.
중요한 건데요. 저희가 좀
Here's my strengths, and my weaknesses are that I just care too much.
네,
I
잘생긴
don't have any
현진 씨가
weaknesses.
뮤직.
잠시만요, 보민 씨.
나도 우통 까가지고
지금 연습 시간에 집중이 안 돼. 옆에서 엉덩이 그렇게 까대고 우통을 까대고 있으니 집중이 되게.
I love this meme. I love it.
가지고 좀 놀러 가고 싶다. 좀 필요하다 그런 힐링이 막 그런 느낌으로.
나 스트레스 하나도 안 받아. 스트레스 안 받았는데.
이 목적이 뭐죠? 왜 이러고 다녔냐?
승민아멍?
진짜 나쁜 아이구나.
형은 키도 작으면서 반말하지 마! 형은 키도 작으면서요. 넌 이쁘면 다냐?
이쁘냐?
Are we about to kiss right now?
그럼 이거랑 해봐. 네? 똑바랑 해봐. 똑바 배터리 다 달 때까지 해야 될걸? 한 5시간을 갈 거예요.
Oops. Oh my gosh.
안녕. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching this video. Good night.
Oh my gosh. ruined my sense of humor. Honestly, I think you have a pretty good sense of humor. That was just so fast. I missed probably 85% of it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The what are these usually called? They're like crack edits or whatever. Oh my gosh. It's fast. It's really fast. And you gotta be paying attention. You gotta be paying attention or it's just gonna fly by you so fast. Link down below in the YouTube description for the original video. Go check out the channel as well. They might have other edits they might be interested in. Maybe you want to request them, certainly. For stream, let me go ahead and throw that link down below, or not down below, but in the Twitch chat for those of you watching live. There you are. Let's pull up some information on Stray Kids, of course, what they're up to, what they're doing, shenanigans, etc. 10 Stray Kids songs that capture the group's fearless chart-topping prowess. This was written a couple weeks ago. Continued their Dominate tour, world tour. Check out 10 of the most defining tracks from Elevator to Chick Chick Boom. One of the most successful and prolific K-pop groups today, Stray Kids climbed their way to the top through sweat, tears, and a dash of defiance. Formed in 2017 survival show of the same name under JYP Entertainment, they quickly stood out from being self-produced and self-driven. Since their debut in 2018 with the EP I Am Not, the 8-member group gradually gained public attention, built a loyal fandom known as Stay. Drawn to their honest lyrics, DIY spirit, and down-to-earth personalities, with each release, they prove their worth. Behind the fireworks and shiny trophies lies a body of work that continues to evolve and surprise. Here's one, Elevator, mixtape 2018, proving their talents even before their official debut. Released a week ahead of their namesake survival show premiere, the single Elevator posed a gripping introduction to their honest lyrics, rebellious flair, and self-produced edge. Dramatic and angsty, captures the pressures and struggles of chasing a dream that seems out of reach. I'm praying to live as I try to endure, with piercing eyes on me. I'm going insane even if I succeed. I'll be someone's clown, so people tell me to give up. I'm becoming a singer. I'm getting weak, but I keep pushing myself. Extremely honest. Extremely honest. District 9 from I Am Not, 2018. Official debut came with 2018's District 9. All-out mix of sirens, searing rock riffs, breathless rap flows, dystopian dangerous world, better watch out, they warned, and while hardly fearsome, the chant foreshadowed how they would soon take over the industry. Self-acceptance has always been one of Stray Kids' core messages. It leads their discography like a compass, resonates with fans like a magnet. They say you're different from me, so leave here, but you need to know that being different is not wrong, they sing. Miro, 2019. Feral anthem, EDM anthem, that charges forward with grit. Amid animal roars and savage beats, the group pushes through with newfound confidence. It's not hard in this rough jungle. It was me who ran into it. I'm okay. No longer afraid of the unknown. It's very poignant. Obviously, there was a bit of unknown when they were taking to the stage to begin with. Chronoceros. Singular sensibility when it comes to growing up, as their discography chronicles their own coming of age. The insightfulness in their lyrics is nothing short of remarkable. Chronoceros is a haunting highlight, alluding both to Kronos, the Greek god of time, and the extinct marine beast Chronosaurus. The track delves into the fear of being trapped by time. Interesting. Outrunning time altogether, sprinting until time can't even see me. We meant to say that time can sometimes be the scariest creature, Felix told Apple Music. While we're chasing our dreams, time is chasing after us. So is it that we're running away from time, or are we just desperately trying to reach our goals? Wow. That is insightful. That is very insightful. Yes. Are we trying to escape, the end time, or are we just trying to live a great life? Do what we can. Side Effects, 2019. Arguably their most polarizing release to date. Accurate translation of a head-rattling migraine into sound. Love it or hate it, track showed the Stray Kids weren't afraid to wade into uncomfortable territory or make their listeners do the same. What? All right, I feel like I gotta... just kind of listen to it, not watch it. Honestly, sounds pretty good to me. It is a little bit chaotic, which honestly kind of fits. Honestly kind of fits a lot. God's Menu, of course, 2020. You've probably heard of it. Middle of the 2020 pandemic were attempts at sourdough baking. Oh my gosh. Yes, everybody was baking sourdough. Dalgona Coffee whipping were at an all-time high. Dalgona Coffee. Stray Kids opened the doors to their own chaotic pantry with God's Menu. Band's characteristic thumping beats gained a new dimension with metallic clinks, onomatopoeic cutting and cooking, and cheeky conviction, cooking like a chef on a 5-star Michelin. Clever wordplay. Thunderous 2021. Great success comes great responsibilities, or haters in K-pop's case. Didn't take long for some to criticize Stray Kids' music as too chaotic, too noisy, or even too construction work-like. Interesting. Well, it's their style, If it's their style and it works for them and people enjoy it, what the heck? However, as another saying goes, they used those stones to build a castle. Indeed. A play on noisy. No easy. Oh, that's so smart. Came out in 2021 as a snappy response to all the naysayers. Thunderous synthesized their thoughts best. Why you mad? Why you sad? Why you ticking me off? I don't care at all. Neener. Your attempt to look cool is just cute. You don't even come close to me. This is my show. Dang. Little diss track for the haters. Sold over 1 million copies, becoming the best-selling album in JYP entertainment history at the time. We got Muddy Water, 2022. Closing track off their 6th EP, Ordinary, stands as its most impactful. Song is a testament to her ingenuity and versatility, pushing their creative boundaries even further. Hints of jazz, vintage hip-hop beat. Quartet blends past and future rap and pop, humble beginnings, and superstardom into a unique piece of art. First album to sit atop the Billboard 200 chart, named 14th best-selling album worldwide in 2022. Fam, Korean version, 2022. First Japanese studio album, 2020's All In Fam, was was so beloved that it was re-recorded as a Korean single for their 22 compilation. As the title suggests, the song celebrates the group's bond as akin to a family. Makes sense. Soft electric beat, encasing its tender lyrics. May not be Stray Kids' biggest or boldest song, however, it's undoubtedly one of their most sincere. Chick Chick Boom, of course, off of 8, 2024. Stray Kids brought things full circle in 2024 with Deadpool himself, or rather his interpreter, actor Ryan Reynolds, and Wolverine Hugh Jackman in the music video for Chick Chick Boom. Success and fandom skyrocketed. Opportunities like this simply made sense with their increasingly cinematic style. Confidence, hunger, and fearlessness. There you go. Excellent. Stray Kids Felix will now perform modified choreography while on tour due to his back injury. This was posted 22 hours ago. Stray Kids just announced a change to their upcoming performances May 24th, so very, technically when this is available on YouTube 2 days ago, but as of recording or streaming yesterday, an official statement from JYP Entertainment was posted stating the Stray Kids Felix would be performing a modified version of the choreography due to worsening pain from his back injury. Currently in the middle of the Dominate World Tour. Hello, this is JYP Entertainment. We'd like to give you an update on Stray Kids member Felix. For some time, Felix has been doing rehab exercises, undergoing treatments for his back. While he has no major issues with daily activities, he has recently been experiencing pain when putting strain on his back. Therefore, back pain is horrendous. Horrendous. It affects everything. Therefore, he is currently receiving additional treatment. After having thorough discussion between the artist, medical staff, and JYP Entertainment, we'd like to inform you that the tour will continue as planned, but certain performance moves may change according to the artist's condition. Please note that this decision was made following the medical staff's recommendation, minimize strain on the back, and the artist's unwavering desire to be on stage with careful consideration of all 8 members. Boy, that's so, legal gobbledygook. That's terrible. That is, just reading that grosses me out. JYP works with professional medical staffs who manage the health of artists during domestic and international schedules. Even during the tour, we will prioritize the artist's health by securing as much treatment time as possible. Do our utmost care for the artist and support his swift recovery. Appreciate your kind understanding in advance. It's almost like they have to apologize based on behalf of their company that he has to modify his dance because of his back issue. It's that last, Please note this decision was made following the medical staff's recommendation to minimize strain on the back with careful consideration of all 8 members. That's just, I hate formal press releases. I feel sympathy pain. Back injuries are no joke. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're brutal. Affects everything. Standing, walking, sitting, laying. It's just there's no great reprieve other than, I guess, stretching, which probably hurts in its own right. February 2022, Felix sustained a back injury during a rehearsal for an upcoming concert, diagnosed with invertebral disc herniation, and has experienced recurring pain in the years since. Oh, gosh. It is so brutal. That was 3 years ago. EP review, Stray Kids mixtape Dominate. Music critic Simran Sira reviews K-pop band Stray Kids EP, discussing the musical variety and reflections of fame and success present. New rendition of the pop rock genre that they have used to their advantage throughout their previous albums. Mixtape is shorter and more compact. Songs still explore each of the members' unique interests and rhythmic styles. Songs vary, consisting of soft vocals in cinema to the 2000s-esque synergy of Burning Tires, but in that respect, it offers a song for every mood or listener and reflects the band's musical diversity. I guess what kind of makes, why they're apologizing is the fact that I'm assuming a lot of their choreography is meant to be in sync, like when they're dancing or whatever. So maybe it'll be a little weird having someone not in sync with others. But I don't get the apology. His back is screwed up. What more do you want? What? The album opens with the title track Giant, which is the Korean remix of the popular Japanese track they previously released. Long-standing favorite within the Stray Kids fan base, and here it opens the album with a classic rock aesthetic Stray Kids typically embodies. Heavy rhythm, percussion around the chorus create energetic yet dominating soundscape. Well, that's poignant, dominating. Remaining songs split the 8 members into 4 duets, each with their own aesthetic. EP offers a song for every mood or listener and reflects the band's musical diversity. That's awesome. Stray Kids' ability to create a sense of freshness and freedom in both their lyrics and musicality that drives them further. That's important. Staying fresh, having freedom in your lyrics and musically, and having a fan base stays that accept them trying things out. Like, not sticking to one lane, one sound, and being open to differences and kind of going on a musical journey through the album. That's really cool. A lot of people can't do that. Like, a lot of people have one sound, and that's what people like. And if they stray from it at all, they're disappointed. They say the album wasn't as good. We miss the old Enter band name. Like, that happens all the time. Ultimately, it's Stray Kids' ability to create a sense of fresh... Yep, I just read that. That must have been a good quote. It's a poll quote. Let's see here. Every song holds a uniqueness that allows the mixtape to be truly reflective to both the group's gratitude and ambition. Harmonies create a sound that differs from Stray Kids' typical songs and the track's predecessors on this mixtape, reinforcing the group's musical diversity. That's for the song Escape and Cinema. While listening to the album in order, the song narrative is evident as both a celebration and a drive to go further. However, most honestly, the album invites listeners into each of the members' individual musical stylings and perceptions of the journeys, welcoming us into their cinema. Exclusive. Damiani named Stray Kids IN as global brand ambassador. It was a couple weeks ago. K-pop star is joining Jessica Chastain as an ambassador to the Italian storied jewelry brand. Excuse me. K-Bling. They did not. That is so funny. Good grief. Oh, cringy. But creative, I guess. IN, a member of K-pop sensation Stray Kids, has been named... Let's go ahead and boom. There we go. Has been named... Where did I stop? A global brand ambassador for the house and is to front its advertising campaign to be unveiled after the summer. Okay, this is a quote. I'm really excited to embark on this new adventure. Damiani. I've never heard of it. A company synonymous with creativity and passion, values with which I identify as an artist and as a person, IN said. It's an honor for me to become a global ambassador of the Maison's unique style and extraordinary excellence, which is expressed in the exquisite all-Italian craftsmanship. In the role, IN, who is an ambassador for Bottega Veneta, as reported, joins Hollywood actress Jessica Chastain, who was named an ambassador last year and appeared in a brand's ad campaign. Stray Kids member is not the first formal male ambassador, which has a long track record of linking with male celebrities, most notably tapping Brad Pitt for its campaigns. That's good company. In 2022, it named South Korean actor Sun an ambassador. Quote, I'm delighted to welcome IN into the family. I'm sure that he will interpret the essence of our creations with the flair that only a true artist like him possesses. This collaboration provides further confirmation of the positive outlook we are experiencing, not only in South Korea, but also on the world stage, maybe South Africa. Together we will achieve important goals, president of the group said, which comprises of the Salvini and Bliss jewelry brands, as well as Calderoni retailer Rocca and glassmaker Vanini. I have no idea what any of these are. Group's currently on its third world tour, of course, which drew around 400,000 people across 8 recent performances in 5 Latin American cities. Will land in Japan, North America, and Europe through July. Storied high jewelry brand was founded in Valenza, Italy in 1924. Gained praise from celebrities including Sharon Stone, Tilda Swinton, Sophia Loren, Gwyneth Paltrow, Isabella Rossellini, Jennifer Aniston, among others. The brand marked its centennial last year with a roving exhibition of one-of-a-kind pieces. Interesting. Interesting. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's do it. Number of employees, 567. 52 locations. March 2019, company returns to being family-owned after having exceeded 96% of ownership of the shares with an offer after the bidder has exercised the right to purchase. Okay, so it's back to being family-owned. It's interesting. Brands. I don't know if I've heard of any of these brands. Interesting. Wonder what we got here. Well, there's Jessica. Oh, here we go. Boom. Waiting to see IN. I guess after the summer. This voice always comes out for the Stray Kids articles, I find. Yeah. True. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Dang. Yep, that's Jessica. Wow. Ring in pink gold diamonds, rubies, pink sapphires, and Mediterranean... What was it? Wow. 372 brilliant diamonds. 21 carats, almost 22 carats. 41 carats. Whoa. Yeah, these are pretty pricey. These are quite high. Oh my gosh. Imagine having that on your wrist. Oh, wow. I need to see some, what does this say? Bracelet in white, gold, and diamonds. Good Lord. 104 round cut diamonds, totaling more than 26 carats. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Whoa. Imagine having that on your wrist. Instead of a price that just says make an appointment. Yeah. They probably fly to your house. I haven't heard of it here. Guess we're not classy enough? No, definitely not. That's all right, though. Wonder if I could get an appointment. Oh my gosh. 1,300 different colored diamonds that shine like red hot lava for a total of over 110 carats. They call it Apparent Chaos. Won a winner of Best Annual Fine Jewelry Award, 2013. That is unreal. Free shipping. Oh, there you go. Free shipping. For when you spend millions. Oh, free engraving too. Good Lord. What does the appointment mean? Book an appointment. Uh-oh. First, you have to travel to a different country. Oh my gosh. Choose a store. Okay. Appointment reason. Presentation of the collection. general product information, after-sales services, jewelry insurance, care, repair. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine? Yes, I would like to book an appointment so I could actually see the collection. But first I have to go internationally. Whoa. That's unbelievable. Okay, so they got some more sensible stuff as well. But boy, that high fashion, high jewelry. What is that, the heart of the ocean that Rose threw into the ocean? Mimosa. Margarita. I love how there's no prices. I wish we could see a price on this. Sapphire, over 100 carats. Literally the heart of the ocean. It has its own universe? Look out, MCU. We got the Mimosa universe. Wow. That is something. That is absolutely something. Good grief. I would love to know how much that is. Stray Kids marked the band's busiest week ever on the charts, April 1st, a couple weeks ago. Stray Kids emerged as one of the most successful K-pop acts in the Western world years ago. Superstars continue to score win after win after win. Score multiple new hits. All 4 songs appear on 2 rankings apiece. The official singles download and the official singles sales tallies. At least 2 of the 4 cuts managed to become top 40 hits, which typically marks the threshold for when a track is considered a true success. Truman and Escape, top performers. Of their 4 debuts, Truman leads the charts. Single opens at number 29 and number 33. Just a few places comes Escape, 32, 35, so they're close, honestly. Burnin' Tires and Cinema fall just short of the top 40. I mean, if they're even close. Yeah, number 44, that's close. Number 47, still close. All 4 tracks appear on mixtape Dominate. Didn't appear to qualify as an album by UK standards. Mixtape Dominate doesn't appear on any of the nation's album charts, though its individual songs sold well enough to do so. That's weird. What do you have to do to qualify as an album by the UK standards? Memorable week for Stray Kids. Their fame now stands as Stray Kids' busiest. This frame now stands as Stray Kids' busiest ever in the UK. Band has never before debuted 4 songs at one time. It's rare for the outfit to take place more than one tune on the UK rankings in a single week, so managing a quartet of debuts at once is a huge showing. They've now sent 15 tracks to the official singles sales chart. With the week's achievements, the musicians also boost their total on the official singles downloads list to 16. Impressive for a largely non-English speaking act. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know. We're weird in the UK. That's funny. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Seriously, how much is this? Over 100 carats? I'm going to guess. I don't even know. I guess I'm going to guess $1 million. $1 million, maybe? Maybe I'm too high on that. Maybe it's more like 500,000. It's probably more like 500,000. I'm going to be thinking about that all day long. Mimosa Universe sounds tasty. Oh my gosh, it does. Oh gosh. Wonderful. I hope you enjoyed those videos as much as I did. An excellent stream. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, shout out to you as well. Chapters or timestamps will be available, of course, just like every other video. And yeah, I hope you have a tremendous week ahead. I will be enjoying my holiday today. More money than I have, that's my guess. Yeah. Both of us combined. And then some. But, you know, it's nice to look at pretty things every once in a while, even if we can't, you know, be in the universe that they are in. You know, the Bugattis earlier, the Ferraris and whatnot. Now it's the mimosas. I thought I could always afford a mimosa. Now I can't. Crazy. Oh, gosh. You know what? We're going to need a mimosa to forget about that mimosa. That's what it is. I think that's the case. But I hope everyone has a great week. Follow the Twitch channel if you want to watch live. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can tell the algorithm, I like this, I want to see more of it. And hopefully we get up to 4,000 subscribers soon. It's just a crazy number to me, but I welcome you all. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you for any time you've devoted to any video, whether it's 2 seconds or 200 minutes, 200 hours even. Pretty sure I'm over that at this point. Check out the winter collection of merch before it is gone. Enter the summer sweepstakes, of course. Let me pull that up real quick just one more time. There it is. There it is. Summer sweepstakes. Enter. All you have to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel to be allowed in, and then send the email, just like it shows on the screen. And if you send that, you're in. And you have a chance to win some new item from the summer collection. Currently wearing one. Join today. You can check out the summer collection as well. That'll hit the stores June 1st. Shipping worldwide, 15% off for members as always. And yeah. I hope you have a tremendous week ahead. If you'd like to guide the stream, toddreacts.com. Season and series tiers are the ones you're looking for. And I will see you all in the Discord, of course. So join the Discord as well. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Stay safe. Do something fun. Do something interesting. If you're on summer holiday, enjoy for me, please. If you're working like me, hopefully it's a good week, I guess. All right, I'll see you all Friday. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.